Nila sir, Dr. Ganesh sir is also here. He has joined. We will
And
be,
Dr. Hegde.
yeah, we will be welcoming him formally also.
Yes. Good morning, Dr. Hegde.
Sir, your microphone.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Hitesh sir, we are ready. Request
Good
to all
morning, sir.
participants.
Jai
Request to
Shri
all.
Krishna.
Yeah. Request to all participants. Please keep their microphone on mute. Whenever you want to speak, you can unmute on your own. But to avoid the disturbance because of the background noise, I would request everybody to keep their microphone on a mute mode. Hitesh sir, we are good to go.
Yeah, thank you, Dinesh sir. So, very good morning to everyone, all the participants at Navrashna University's webinar on the revised assessment and accreditation process of NAAC. As we are preparing ourselves to become an accredited university, this timing has been more than correct to host this webinar in association with the NAAC office. And we are thankful to Dr. Ganesh sir for helping us out to conduct this webinar today. We are also welcoming all our invited guests who are joining us on our YouTube channel. Most welcome to you all. I'm sure this entire full day webinar will help all of us at Navrashna University, of course, and even otherwise those who are joining us to understand the new revised NAAC format and the process. The higher education accreditation, as we all know, is a type of quality assurance process actually, under which the services and operations of the university, particularly, are evaluated by an external body as per the required set of standards. In India, NAAC, as we all know, is an apex body of accreditation for higher education institutions. So that's the reason I said that we are fortunate that this particular webinar is being conducted in association with NAAC itself. What we believe that there are two sets of benefits that arise in the accreditation. One, of course, is the process. As we all are going through at Navrashna University, the process of preparation, which itself helps us to achieve a lot of objectives. It sets our SOPs, it sets our all formats and processes in place. So that is the primary benefit of going through an accreditation process. And the second benefit is, of course, the accreditation itself. Once we become an accredited university, the trust and the confidence of the society at large and all the stakeholders, students and prospective employers, all look up to the university with high regards because the university becomes an accredited university. So these two are very distinct benefits that we derive uh, being an accredited university. Currently, we are looking at the process, and very soon, I am sure, with the help and the guidance of Dr. Ganesh and the NAAC officials, we would be a NAAC accredited university in future. So, on behalf of the Navrashna University, I welcome Dr. Ganesh and his entire team, Dr. Leena, Dr. A.V. Prasad, Dr. N.R. Mohan, who would be with us through the day. Uh, for the benefit of all the participants, today's webinar is divided into 4 sessions. The first session would be delivered by Dr. Leena. She is advisor to NAAC Bangalore. The second session would be delivered by Dr. Ganesh himself. The third session, that is the post-lunch session, would be delivered by Dr. A.V. Prasad, Assistant Advisor to NAAC Bangalore. And the last session would be delivered by Dr. N.R. Mohan, Assistant Advisor to NAAC Bangalore. Uh, during the first, that's the pre-lunch program, though we have a formal question and answer round after the second session, but with the permission of the speaker, if there is any doubt or any clarification required, and if they allow, they can take few questions during the session also. Otherwise, the formal question answer round we will keep at the end of the second session. Before we move further, may I invite Professor Nilay Yagnik, Provost, Navrashna University, to deliver the welcome address. Nilay, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatia. And on behalf of Navrachna University, I welcome the NAAC team members, Dr. Hegde and the entire team, as well as all faculty and staff of Navrachna University, plus several guests who are watching this program live on YouTube. Um, We are a very young university. We're just about a decade old, but we are highly innovative and interdisciplinary in nature. So our core philosophy fits in very well with the new education policy, which is to permit an interdisciplinary mindset and an interdisciplinary approach towards education, while also providing academic flexibility. So this has been our core philosophy. So it will very easily fit in with the new education policy. The reason why we have decided to go in for this accreditation process is our fierce desire for continuous improvement. We firmly believe that accreditation is just the beginning. It's a long journey. It's not the end of the journey. In fact, it is not at all the destination. It is just the beginning of the journey of quality. And this accreditation process through NAAC, which is one of the most prestigious organizations today in our country, and for quality of education. So once we learn from them how we can improve several things of our academics, our processes, this will be a way of life for us. And that is the reason why we have decided to go in for this. And as I said, it's a continuous process and it is a journey of improvement and excellence. So I'm so grateful and I thank Dr. Hegde and the entire team for accepting our invitation today to enlighten us and to educate us on this entire process of accreditation of NAAC. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. And we all look forward to learning from you. And we will definitely take this accreditation in real earnest. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nilay sir, for setting the preface for this national webinar that we are hosting today. May I now request Dr. Ganesh to deliver the inaugural address for this webinar.
Namaskar. At the outset, I seek the blessings of the Guru. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam dashitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. My respect to all the teachers who are viewing this webinar, and let the God Saraswati, Lord Ganesha, and the Lord Guru Brahaspati, let them give the good ideas, innovative way, and the way to learn more from the various speakers today who will be speaking to you on behalf of the NAAC. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Nilay Yajnikji, who is the provost in the Navrachana University. When I was looking about the website of the university, I would like to just to give you a small way of interpretation that तो जब ये कवित्व होता है जो रचना का सामर्थ्य होता है, जब ये रचना का सामर्थ्य होता है, हम सरस्वती का वंदना करते हैं, हे माँ सरस्वती, हमारा वाणी में जो शक्ति हो सो दूसरी को हम प्रभावित कर सकेंगे. तो जो रचना होता है इसका साथ साथ संरचना होता है. संरचना जो होता है, जो लिखने का कार्यक्रम होता है, जो पोएट हो सकता है, जो गायक हो सकता है, ऐसा होता है. मैं जो देख रहा हूं आज ये है, ये नवरचना यूनिवर्सिटी जो है, ये नया चीज करने के लिए सोच रहे है. यूनिवर्सिटी का साथ साथ आप अलग अलग कार्यक्रम जो है, आपका इंजीनियरिंग सब्जेक्ट हो सकता है और साइंस हो सकता है एंड लिबरल आर्ट्स भी हो सकता है. So you are making the university to make a creative one, a very innovative one, where the new education policy talks about the way of the thinking differently and thinking indigenous and the Indianness both will happen only when you think a innovative way. आज मैं सोचता हूँ और इसी माध्यम से मैं सभी जो दर्शक है और सभी जो ऑर्गेनाइजर है उनके लिए मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं, साधुवाद देता हूं. ये कार्यक्रम अच्छे हो और साथ ही मैं एक चीज आपसे बताना चाहता हूँ, वो ये है, इन द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी एंड द गवर्नमेंट इनिशिएटिव, जब तक हमारा कार्यक्रम कल्चर से जुड़ा नहीं होता है या तो जमीन से जुड़ा नहीं होता है, तब इसका टिकावट नहीं होता है। जो कश्मीर का पेड़ है, तो आप विरावल में लेके आके रखने से वो पौधा नहीं बनता है। तो विरावल में जो पौधा होगा, जो विरावल का जो कॉन्टेक्स्ट है, जो कल्चर है, जो कंडीशन है, उस सॉइल का कंडीशन से है वो आगे बढ़ेगा। मैं ये सोचता हूँ जो इंडियन में जो कल्चर में है, उसका साथ साथ जो कोर्सेस है, जो प्रोग्राम है, जो इंडस्ट्रियल इनोवेटिव वे ऑफ थिंकिंग प्रोसेस है, खास तौर पर जो गुजरात में अलग अलग जगह में, आप सूरत से लेकर आप कच्छ तक चले गए, तो या तो आप द्वारका से लेकर दो मध्य प्रदेश का बॉर्डर तक चले गए, तो आपको अलग अलग संस्था मिलेगा। मैं ये सोचता हूँ, वेयर देयर इज ए विल देयर इज ए वे। सो जब तक आप जमीन का साथ साथ जैन जुड़ते हैं, and in the recent the quality initiative by the UGC, what they told is that if the student is taking the project work or internship, and it should be a socially relevant program होना चाहिए। So उसका इसलिए मैं सोचता हूँ university will make their efforts to make sure that the programs which they are run will be socially relevant and academically rich, so that the students who are coming out from the नवरचना यूनिवर्सिटी में जो स्टूडेंट आगे बढ़ के अलुमिनी करके जो अलग अलग संस्था में जाएंगे, तब वो they have to say proudly, one is that I am an Indian, second is मैं नवरचना यूनिवर्सिटी से मैं पढ़ के आया हूँ। सो ये दो भाव उनका पास होता है, तब मैं सोचता हूँ ये आगे अच्छा होगा। मैं इसी आशा का साथ मैं मेरा वाणी को विराम देना चाहता हूं, और सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा दुःख भाग भवे। नमस्कार, धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, Ganesh sir. To things को इसमें एश्योर कराना चाहता हूँ कि जो बात आपने बताई, जो आपका एक सजेशन था, या आपने जो कहा कि यूनिवर्सिटी में इस तरह से होना चाहिए, मैं आपको बताऊं कि पिछले कई सालों से जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स ग्रेजुएट हो रहे हैं और जिस तरह से उनका एक्सेप्टेंस है सोसाइटी में, इंडस्ट्री में, कंपनीज के द्वारा, या जो काम वो कर रहे हैं यहाँ से निकलने के बाद, उससे हमें बहुत गर्व है। और आई कैन एश्योर यू दैट व्हाट यू आर सजेस्टिंग इज गेटिंग फुलफिल्ड एट नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी, because that kind of feedback we get from the industry, from other educational institutions where our students are going to pursue their masters. So we really feel proud of that, that the teaching and the guidance and the hand-holding that we do at Navratna University across our programs is worth doing it, and we are proud to produce very responsible citizens. ये हमारा भी एक बहुत बड़ा ऑब्जेक्टिव है पूरे प्रोसेस के दौरान जब स्टूडेंट हमारे साथ रहता है। और जस्ट सर आपकी थोड़ी सी और जानकारी के लिए कि नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी, जैसा प्रोवोस्ट सर ने भी बताया, इट्स अ वेरी यंग यूनिवर्सिटी, बट इन शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ टाइम we are today enrolling nearly 3,000 students across more than 20 academic programs in engineering, management, architecture, law, science, computers, and any relevant course, any contemporary course that should be there in liberal arts or in any field that is available with us for the student to pursue and make a very sound career and a good citizenship structure to be followed thereafter. So again, once again, thank you so much, sir, for all your guidance, and I'm sure throughout the day we will seek your guidance in many folds. With your permission and with the permission of Provost sir, we may now start this first session of this webinar, and I would like to request Dr. Vandana Talegaonkar. Dr. Vandana is Associate Professor and also the head for the Center for Education and Research, and she would be moderating the first session with Dr. Leena today.
Thank you, Dr. Bhatia. A warm namaskar to everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Leena Gahane, the speaker for this session. Dr. Leena Gahane is professor in physics with teaching experience for 20 years and has worked as Dean Academics at ACET Nagpur. She has worked as member of Board of Studies and is also a PhD supervisor of RTMNU Nagpur University. Her area of interest is superconductivity in reference to physical world as well as human life and nanofluids. She's published many articles in national and international journals and has delivered more than 640 lectures on many national and social technical issues on academic, social, and organizational platforms, and chaired sessions in national and international conferences. She's a well-known freelance writer and has written almost 1,000 articles, poems on many current issues in newspaper, magazines, on social media in Hindi, Marathi, and English. Dr. Gahane is electronic media panelist raising women and social issues on TV channel. She is a member of many professional bodies and social organizations like Rashtriya Sevak Samiti. She's a HR trainer for many sectors, KTC, PWD, Irrigation Department, to name a few. She's worked as national study member of a unique study done on status of women in India in 2019 and had an opportunity to discuss findings of this study with Honorable President of India. Welcome to Navrashna University, Dr. Leena. And I request you to deliver the talk for this session. Dr. Leena Gahane will be speaking on Pathway for Accreditation, NAAC journey. Ma'am.
Thank you, Vandana ji, for your kind words and long introduction to me. I'm very much obliged. Let me share my slides first. I hope my screen is seen.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me make it full screen now. Okay. Namaskars to all. Let me say blessing from Bharat Mata first. The very being of Indian or Bharatiya is Sakala Jagat ka Mangala Karne, Jana Jana में हम प्रेम भरे, वसुंधरा है माता सबकी, विश्व बंधुता भाव भरे, विश्व बंधुता भाव भरे. That is the sole purpose of Nagrik of Bharat, and Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is a slogan, or you can say the relation we have built up with the world. So भारत माता को वंदन करती हूँ. आज के अपने इस कार्यक्रम के प्रोवोस्ट डॉक्टर नीलय याग्निक सर, उसके पश्चात चीफ गेस्ट ऑफ आवर इनॉग्रल फंक्शन डॉक्टर गणेश हेगड़े जी, एडवाइजर NAAC, IQAC coordinator Professor Hitesh Bhai ji, officers from NAAC, Dr. Mohan, Dr. Prasad, and session coordinator Dr. Vandana ji. Dear participants, faculties, senior academicians, namaskars to all. Today I shall be speaking on a pathway of accreditation NAAC journey. Let me first of all tell you how NAAC came into existence. The NAAC is nothing but an outcome of National Policy on Education 1986 and Program of Action 1992 to address the issues of quality of higher education. It is actually an autonomous body and it is established by UGC in 1994. It is headquartered in Bangalore and it is governed by two executive committees, that is Executive Committee and the General Council. Let me seek your attention to the data facts of AISHE 2018-19. If you see the expanse of the higher education in our country, then there are 993 universities, 39,931 colleges, and 10,725 standalone institutions. So, thinking of quality education for such a big arena of higher education in nation is really a big challenge. Let me tell you that NAAC has been moving forward for last 25 years to create awareness for quality education by assessment and accreditation process. So also we are aware of nearly 60.53% colleges are located in rural areas. We do have an idea about what are the problems, what are the challenges for the institutions who are located in the rural area. So also there are 77.8% colleges are privately managed and 64.3% colleges are private unaided colleges. Total enrollment ratio as of 2018-19 NAISHE, it states that there are 37.4 million students they are seeking the education, higher education. But in the light of National Education Policy 2020, we have decided to have the gross enrollment ratio to be 50% by 2030. So that is also a challenge in front of us. And I'm really happy that Navrachna University has gone for, blend of different type of courses, and it is really a multidisciplinary university, we can see from your website. So also Ganesh ji has nicely said कि रचना है नवरचना है संरचना है, तो बिना नवाचार के नवरचना के मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि प्रोग्रेस होना ज़रा कठिन है, और इसका ध्यान यूनिवर्सिटी रखती है, ऐसा आपके कुल मिलाकर के सारे कार्यक्रमों से प्रतीत होता है। मैं आपका बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करती हूँ। As you are aware of, the vision of NAAC is to make the quality the defining element of higher education in India through combination of self and external quality evaluation. See, the quality concern is the institutional, isn't it? If the faculty, the management, the students, and so also the other stakeholders, if they really want that the educational institution in their locality has to impart a quality education, then their participation in making the academic culture good at academic culture, the activities related to national development, to increase the skills of the students. So it is nothing but a joint venture, I feel so. So NAAC has taken up this particular concern of the institution well in its vision, and that is why making the quality culture across all institutions in our nation, it has to be combination of a self-evaluation as well as external quality evaluation. Preparation of a self-study report by the institution itself tells that key institution is self-evaluating. And of course, once you submit your self-study report to NAAC, then after that the evaluation based on different aspects as well as benchmark is done by the NAAC. Then once the institution is accredited, naturally sustenance of whatever are the good initiatives of the institution, that is of immense importance. And so also promotion of certain good activities, implementation of some progressive policies, that is also an important. Without that you cannot promote in the quality culture. So this, if you see this vision, this is a very broad vision, but slowly we are moving towards our vision, and it is been by certain action plans. कैसा है ना कि हमें शिखर पर चढ़ना है, लेकिन शिखर बहुत ऊंचा है और वहाँ जाना चाहिए, ऐसा मन में केवल धारण करने से नहीं चलता, तो खड़ा होना पड़ता है, और एक एक कदम उस दिशा में जब हम बढ़ाते हैं तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है धीरे धीरे हम शिखर पर पहुंच ही जाते हैं। वैसे ही NAAC का जो विजन है, उस विजन तक पहुंचने के लिए या अपने ध्येय पथ पर चलने के लिए कुछ एक्शन प्लान्स NAAC के हैं, और काफ़ी सारी बातें आप भी जानते हैं कि NAAC takes up the periodic assessment and accreditation of the institutions of higher educations or units thereof, or a specific academic programs or the projects. Then the second point is NAAC stimulates the academic environment for promotion of quality of teaching, learning and research in higher educational institution. I loved the statement made by Professor Yagnik. He said that accreditation is not the goal, rather it is a beginning, and continuously striving for the quality culture in the institution will be possible when everybody looks into they put into proper efforts, and they frame proper policies, and they are being implemented well in time to reach certain benchmarks of the institution. So when the institution goes for assessment and accreditation, that time naturally the institution gets a stimulus for the quality teaching and learning and research. Then to encourage self-evaluation, I already mentioned that preparation of SSR is nothing but a self-evaluation and accountability. Whatever are the metrics, whatever are the questions in different criterias, when you justify for, you put up a statement for, or you answer for that question, you are accountable for that, isn't it? And of course, there is an autonomy. Institution has got the full liberty to put up a claims, understanding the intent of the metric, accordingly taking up different initiatives in the institution. This autonomy is also given to the institutions. And of course innovation, without नवाचार के भारत आत्मनिर्भर नहीं बनेगा, और अनुसंधान के क्षेत्र में अगर हमें आगे बढ़ना है, भारत के भी वैश्विक स्तर के कुछ पेटेंट्स होने चाहिए, तो इनोवेशन प्लेज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल. Then to undertake quality related research studies, consultancies and training program. Let me share with you when we expect the institution to go for the research and innovation, then we at NAAC also are doing the research studies. And recently we have the DST project awarded to one of our academic consultant. So continuously NAAC is also taking up the research. We are doing consultancies, and as you are aware of, in a pandemic, NAAC has conducted many webinars to create awareness among the HEIs to know what are their queries, and to try to make them understand the whole process of A and A via different webinars. And more than 200 webinars are being as of date done. So we are training people. We are also creating the awareness program. Then to collaborate with other stakeholders of higher education for quality evaluation, promotion and sustenance. So some collaborative projects are also at NAAC. So these are the action plans of the NAAC. And of course, when there is a vision, where there is an action plan, naturally there has to be some underlying core values on which the vision or the dheya path par hum chalenge. So there are 5 core values of NAAC which on which it works. First is the contributing to the national development. If you see all the 7 criterias, then the intent of the metric, some of the metrics is that key to what extent the institutions, activities, initiatives are promoting the contribution to the national development programs. They are being asked. Because unless and until this national vision is kept in front of our students, they won't feel like they should serve our nation, they should work for the society. So that is important, because देश हमें सब देता है सब कुछ, हम भी तो कुछ देना सीखे. Then fostering the global competencies among students. Days are gone when we used to say कि 2-4 किताबें पढ़ ली, हमारे पास डिग्री आ गई, और किसी एक सरकारी या निम्न सरकारी या प्राइवेट जगह हमें नौकरी मिल गई और हमारा जीवन चल दिया. आज का समय ये कंपटीशन का है, और आज हमारे सम्मुख इतने अलग अलग चैलेंजेस रोज आते हैं कि उस आधार पर हमारे स्किल्स भी हमें डेवलप करने पड़ते हैं. जैसा कि मार्च में पैंडेमिक ये हुआ और भारत में लॉकडाउन शुरू हुआ, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि भारत के संपूर्ण विश्वविद्यालयों में और महाविद्यालयों में हम बीच में थे, अपना सिलेबस कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ था, टेस्ट नहीं हुए थे, कंटिन्यूस असेसमेंट नहीं हुए थे, सारा का सारा काम जो था वो मध्य में था और बड़ी चिंता हमारे शिक्षकों को और विद्यार्थियों के मन में जागृत हुई। शिक्षा संस्थानों के प्रमुख जो है उनके भी मन में जागृत हुई। और लेकिन धीरे धीरे मुझे ऐसा लगता है विद इन 15 days we tried to cope up with the situation. We learned many digital things which were not earlier with us, isn't it? The faculties will agree to this point that they tried to slowly convert their own pedagogy of teaching and learning to the digital mode, and slowly with the help of the presentations, the videos, and via different platforms, may it be Zoom, may it be Google Meet, Google Classrooms, or it may be Webex, or different platforms, they tried for the conversations with the students. So students got connected with the teaching and learning back. So what was it? Fostering the global competencies of amongst the student. What else initiatives institution is taking on the regular basis to give and develop the competency among the student, that is important. So challenges are there. Preparing our student accordingly to face the challenges is nothing but the fostering global competencies. Then inculcating the value system among students. We live in an integrated, diverse society, so naturally the values, moral values, plays an important role. What are the different forums via which institution is, inculcating the values among students? Then promoting use of technology. Let me share with you that when we say we ask the institution that they should extensively use the technology, like you might be aware of the whole communication with the NAAC, right from registration to the NAAC, creating HEI portal till accreditation outcome document. Till that time, the whole communication with the NAAC for A&A process is via technology only. So also we request institution that they should have their website. There has to be public disclosures of the activities which are being taken up by the institution, so that the community knows everything about the institution. And of course, the quest for excellence, unless and until the institution has a quest for excellence, they cannot grow. So all these activities related to this particular 5 core values plays an important role to reach the bigger vision of an act, that equality, the defining element of the institution. A question may come to our mind कि why to go for accreditation, हमें क्या मिलने वाला है? क्योंकि बात बहुत बार ऐसा होता है ना कि हम कुछ मिले तो कुछ करें, ऐसा हमारा एक गिव एंड टेक ऐसे वाला एक एटीट्यूड कभी कभी रहता है. तो मैं हर्ष के साथ बताना चाहूँगी कि द इंस्टीट्यूशन इफ इट इज बिन accredited, then it will be helpful for the institution to have continuation of affiliation. I know that UGC has made mandatory that accreditation must be compulsory with the institution, but many states has not taken it very seriously. That is why many of the institution in different states, they have not undergone this A&A process. But let me tell you, in the light of NEP, in coming 5 years, the institution has to have the accreditation status to survive and get converted to any of the 3-tier institution, the wish of the institution accordingly. Either it may be a research intensive, it may be a degree awarding, or it may be a teaching intensive universities. Then UGC also looks for funding of IQAC of accredited HEIs to sustain quality culture. So it is very beneficial for an institution. If it is accredited, then UGC will fund IQAC of that particular institution. So the other funding agencies like UGC, RUSA, DST, DBT, NCT, they also refer to if the institution is accredited and they are applying for some project or grant, then they definitely get the funds from such funding agencies. So also if the institution want to apply for college with potential for excellence or university of excellence or open or distance learning education, then accreditation or grading is essential. Accreditation is also important if an institution want to go for autonomy, graded autonomy, or deemed to be university status. As of now, if you look into the forthcoming scenario of higher education in light of NEP, these nomenclature as autonomy, graded autonomy, deemed to be university, it will just go away. Now the new nomenclature will come as per the type of the institution. Now, the focus of the whole assessment of NAAC is about the quality culture of the institution, and it is based on three parameters. That is, a quality initiatives. What are the initiatives for quality sustenance and quality enhancement? And all these things are reflected in vision, organization, operation and operation processes. Next conviction is that quality concerns are institutional. That is why the preparation of self-study report to be submitted to NAAC, it involves the participation of all stakeholders. That is the management, faculty member, administrative staff, student, parents, employers, community, and alumni. So that is important. I have talked about the benefits to the institution from funding point of view. Now, let me tell you something about if the institution is getting into the accreditation. What is this revised accreditation framework, new accreditation framework? So present accreditation framework is ICT enabled, it is more objective, transparent and scalable. And the qualitative judgment, initially there was a peer qualitative judgment, and now it is more data driven and quantitative indicator evaluation, so as to increase the objectivity and transparency in the system. It is more ICT enabled, and that is why the scalability and robustness is there. And there is drastic reduction in number of questions, size of report is also decreased, and number of days of the peer team visit, it is also decreased. Important point to remember is that the boosting benchmarking as a quality improvement tool, which has been created by NAAC, it is very much in comparison with the international quality assessment frameworks. So NAAC look into the international quality frameworks, accordingly try to modify as well as update its boosting benchmarks. So also NAAC keep on upgrading its system, the framework, depending upon the feedback it receives from the higher educational institutions. So also there is an introduction of pre-qualifier, and a 25% score in quantitative metrics is must for an institution to go for peer team. The whole scores are system generated. Online evaluation is about 70%, and peer judgment, that is on-site visit of the academician or the peer team members, their evaluation will be 30%. We have also introduced the third party validation of the data, that we call it as a DVB process. In the subsequent session, you will come to know how actually this process happens. Then, each of the institution is distinct. So depending upon the distinctiveness of the institution, there are differences in the matrices, their weightages and benchmarks to the university, autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges are being made. We have been revising several matrices to bring the enhanced participation of the students via student satisfaction survey and alumni contribution. So participation of alumni, their feedback, their help to the institution to grow. They can be a part of IQAC cell. You can have the participation of alumni over there as a member of IQAC cell, so that a proper inputs, what is the need of industry, what is the need of society, what are their experiences outside when they pass through this institution, that could be a possible if alumni engagements are there with the institution. Let us understand the terminology, what is the assessment and accreditation. As you are aware of, assessment in reference to A&A process of NAAC, it is a performance evaluation of the institution, and it is based on certain established criteria. We know that there are 7 criteria, which are further divided into the different key indicators. Further, these key indicators are subdivided into the quantitative and the qualitative matrices. And of course, the accreditation is nothing but a certification of quality, and that too for a fixed period. In case of NAAC, it is for 5 years. So once the institution is accredited, then after 5 years again, rather I can say that after 4.5 years itself, the institution has to get ready for second cycle of accreditation. That means the quality culture, retention and the promotion and enhancement, it is been taken care by these continuous different cycles of A and A. Now this is how you need to climb to reach your goal, isn't it? So I have told you that it is slowly and stepwise you need to enter into the process. It is very much one, if the institution is ready with the mindset to go for A&A process if the documents are well set to the institution, and if they understand the intent of the metric in positive spirit, then the A&A process is not that difficult. The first step is to enrollment of the institution on the NAAC portal, so that the higher educational institution portal is first of all created, and that portal itself will be the media of communication to the NAAC. Then institution has to fill up the first application, that is Institute Information for Quality Assessment, which we usually call it as IIQA. Once the IIQA reaches NAAC, it has been verified by the NAAC officer itself, and once it has been accepted, then institution has to get ready with SSR, that is self-study report. Once a self-study report is submitted to NAAC, then within a 1 month time, the two processes get initiated. One is the data validation and verification process, and second is the student satisfaction survey. You will come to know in detail about these processes. If the institution score 25% of the marks in the DVV, that is the quantitative matrices, the institution is pre-qualified, and after that the peer team visit is set. Once the peer team visit is set, then the accreditation status could be achieved. So at a glance, you can see this flow chart: IIQA submission, then submission of SSR, simultaneously two processes get initiated, then the pre-qualifier is a 25% score. Institution, if it pass, then the peer team visit happens. But if the institution could not score 25% of the score in the quantitative matrices, then institution has to reapply again with a new fees, fresh fees, and again the fresh IIQA has to be submitted. That is how I just mentioned that the institution has to be mentally ready with that. Yes, they wanted to be in the process of A and A. So this is a flow chart, and of course these are the timelines. IIQA submission acceptance, after that 30 to 45 days SSR submission, उसके बाद 1 महीने के अंदर TVV और SSS process हो जाएगा. The institution qualifying with 25% score, within the 90 days time, institution has to give 2-3 dates for the peer team visit. The peer team visit will be set up, and the accreditation status could be achieved by the institution. Then who are eligible? Who can apply for A and A process? 2 batches of graduation or 6 years distance of HEIS, entitled, they are eligible for the A and A process. Second thing is that availability of affiliation, ISHE and statutory regulating authority document of the recent years has to be there with the institution. Then registration to the NAAC portal along with the fees at different stages is needed. I already mentioned you that there are 7 criteria. Can I continue up to 11 o'clock? 10:30 से 11 का समय था. Yes, thank you, madam.
Yes, madam. Please.
Yes. So the qualitative indicator framework is comprises of 7 criteria, and if you see the intent of each of the metric in each of the criteria, and if institution has understood the philosophy of assessment and accreditation, they have they are systematically framing the policies, implementing it in a proper way, going for new methods of teaching and learning, giving a right atmosphere to incubate the new ideas and research. They promote the research activity. A good infrastructure is there. Student support, they are supporting the student for different scholarship. They are encouraging them for the higher studies. Then you will find that the institution is nothing but having an all-round development in the arena of the quality culture. So all 7 criteria are nothing but the Sapta Shaktis, and each of the institution has to tap off each of the Shakti to lead to the a good academic environment to the institution. So at a glance, if you see the comparison between the different matrices numbers, I have told you that depending upon the institution's type, the number of matrices they are varying. 36 are the matrices, qualitative matrices for university. Autonomous को 35 है, UG college 35 and PG college 36. Accordingly, you can see at a glance the university, since it is a big expanse, so also the resources and the vision of the university is a bigger one. the questions, the replies for the assessment, they are more to the university as compared to autonomous UG and PG colleges. The whole assessment and accreditation process, it is carried out in 3 stages. First one is sitting together, preparing of SSR. I have already mentioned you about the stakeholders who are the part of SSR. Then the direct impacting factor, who is the students, isn't it? So what they feel about the teaching learning process of the institution, about the institutional atmosphere, their opinion plays an important role. So the student satisfaction survey, they will be a part of our process. And secondly, the peer team visit, they will just come up and they will evaluate the qualitative parameters. Along with that, the interaction with them, they will give definitely the recommendation to the institution, and in next cycle the institution has to take up all these recommendations given by the peer team in a very positive and with a great spirit, so that the IQACs should frame the policy accordingly to suffice whatever are the recommendations given by the peer team. So finally, institutionalization of the good practices and internalization of the quality culture is important if the institution has to grow in the arena to help the nation grow. Then at institution level, what will happen if the accreditation is got? Funding point of view, it is all right, but still, A&A process is informed review process, and after going for this accreditation, institution can know their strength, weaknesses, and opportunities. So also institution can get a guideline for planning and resource allocation. Institution can collegiate on campus. Regarding funding agencies, I already mentioned you. Institution can initiate new innovative and modern methods of pedagogy. Because what happens now, once you are at some landmark, the society looks at you, what new the institution is doing. So naturally the responsibility grows on the shoulders of the stakeholders of the institution. So naturally they will go for and innovate and the modern methods of pedagogy. A new sense of direction and identity is sought by the institution. Society look for reliable education to their wards if they are admitting to our institution. So also employers look for कि कौन से कॉलेज से ये स्टूडेंट ने डिग्री लिया है, तो यहाँ का कल्चर कैसा है. तो अपने प्रोस्पेक्टिव रिक्रूट्स के लिए ये बहुत बड़ी एक बात एम्प्लॉयर भी देखता है, इसलिए एक्रेडिटेशन लेना ज़रूरी है. फिर इंट्रा एंड इंटर इंस्टीट्यूशनल इंटरैक्शन इज ऑल्सो अ बिग पॉसिबिलिटी. जैसे जैसे हम ग्रो होते हैं, एज यू ग्रो अप, then naturally the people look at you and the possibility of interaction is great. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है ना, ये कथा आप सबको मालूम है, पंचतंत्र की कथा है, डरा हुआ खरगोश सबको डरा देता है. तो बहुत बार ऐसा देखने को मिलता है, सुनने को मिलता है कि अरे बाप रे, एक्रेडिटेशन प्रोसेस इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, पता नहीं होगा कि नहीं, इतने डॉक्यूमेंट्स कहाँ से लाएंगे, रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग करनी पड़ती है वगैरह वगैरह. देयर आर वेरी रूमर्स, नो. सो आई रिक्वेस्ट यू दैट कि डोंट रन विथ इग्नोरेंस, रादर read, understand, discuss, and be knowledgeable. Because whatever are the things required for the complete A&A process, the whole data is available on NAAC website. There we have got a formats, we have got a guidelines, user manuals as per the type of the institution, then step study report, then there are standard operating procedures, what will be the questions in student satisfaction survey, the glossaries, the data template, extended profile, everything is available on our NAAC website. So we request IQAC coordinator of the institution, kindly download all the documents, sit together, understand what are the things required, accordingly fill up the things and get your institution ready for the NAAC process. Before a NAAC, the things are in a scattered way. Once you go for A&A process, everything is well set up, and easily the documents and other things will be available. Quickly in 5 minutes, I will just put up your journey to institutional information for quality assessment, that is the application for A&A process. First of all, I already mentioned you need to register on the NAAC portal, apply online, apply now. Then you need to create your HEI login portal and go for the new registration. So when you click on apply now, here this window will open up. Here you need to put up your email address, your password and captcha code. If you are first time registering, then you will put the click on the new registration. If you are already registered on the NAAC portal, you will log in and you can have your HEI portal open. For the new registration people, these are the details required. That is the name of the institution, ICA ID, institution mail ID, head of the institution's mobile number. And if you are previously accredited, the correct information has to be given. Though your first accreditation is lapsed, still if you are initially first, you have completed first cycle, you have to provide correct information, follow the tool tips and proceed so that the registration process can be initiated. If the institution is coming for the second cycle of the accreditation, then along with all these details, that is institutional mail ID, establishment date, state, PIN code, etc., institution has to furnish what was the date of assessment of the previous cycle, what was the grade obtained, and the certificate obtained from the NAAC. They have to upload over here, enter the CAPTCHA code, and they need to register for the new NAAC portal. Whatever email ID you have put up in this, on that email ID, the activation link, portal activation link will be sent up. And let me share to you that within 7 days, you need to activate this link. Once this link is been activated on the same mail ID, you will get the username and password. Once you have the username, you have a password, you can land up to your HEI portal. Now there are two options. If the institution is coming for the first cycle, they will prepare IIQA, that is Institute Information for Quality Assessment. If the institution is coming for second cycle, they can have three options. Either they will go for reassessment, or they can fill their annual quality assurance report, or they can apply for reaccreditation starting, they can also fill IIQA. So this is your HEI portal. It looks like this. And now if I wanted to fill up IIQA on the dashboard left hand side, click on the prepare IIQA and fill in the details. There are 5 heads in which the information is being asked. First is the basic eligibility of the institution. I already mentioned 2 batches of graduation of 6 years of existence. Affiliation compliance, they have to provide all statutory regulating authority documents. Profile of the institution, that is the basic information about the institution. Then academic information about what are the programs, who are the staff and all other details. And the quality information related to IQAC cell. So you can see here at a glance, these are the 5 heads in which the institution's information is being furnished. What are the documents required? So a list of the documents required to be uploaded. It has to be in 5 MB capacity only. And the institution should have affiliating university letter, statutory authority regulating letter, then UGC. If you have 2F or 12B certificate, it is not compulsory, but if you have that certificate, you can upload it. University with potential for excellence, if it is been awarded by UGC, that letter you furnish. ICE certificate of recent year you have to furnish. And the previous, if you are cycle 2 institution, for previous 4 years, the AQAR, that is annual quality assurance report, has to be submitted on the website of the institution, and the URL link has to be provided into IIQA. And undertaking as per the NAAC format with the head sign has to be furnished. Now there are few points to be understood. This is the Vadodara University in Vadodara. Naturally, the regional language will be Gujarati, isn't it? So maybe the documents may be in Gujarati. So it is requested that you need to translate those documents in English, and both the original regional version as well as translated version, they have to be compiled together, and that has to be uploaded. First time if the institution is coming, it is called cycle 1, and subsequently it is called cycle 2 or cycle 3 institution. Details of all programs offered must be entered in IIQA. I request the institution as well as participants over here to read the glossary properly. In the glossary, whatever is the briefing abbreviations we are using here, no, the correct definition is given in the glossary. So you need to understand what is the difference between the programs and the course. Dr. Ganesh will explain it in his presentation, of course, but still I request that for more abbreviations to know, you need to refer to the glossary. Institutions cannot come for second reassessment in a same cycle. Once institution can come for the reassessment, but not for a second time. Response to the clarification will only be possible through HEI portal, and that too in a timeline. Let me tell you that if you are submitting IIQA, if a clarification is raised by the officer of an act, then within a week's time you need to respond to the clarification. So within the timeline, the things are to be followed. It will be monitored. Name of the HEI should be same across all the documents, and these are certain screenshots of the formats. Here I just wanted to seek your attention that जिस कंप्यूटर से हम IIQA भरेंगे उसके IP एड्रेस का ये अंडरटेकिंग देना आवश्यक है। इसीलिए जिस कंप्यूटर से हमने भरा है उसका IP एड्रेस हम नोट करेंगे, सिग्नेचर एंड सील ऑफ द हेड ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन. These are the screenshot of few of the certificates for your information. They are to be uploaded. The fee structure is important for a first submission IIQA. There is a 25,000 fees along with the GST of 18%. If by some means IIQA is rejected, then in 1 year time you have 2 more options to apply. So overall in one fee in 1 year there will be 3 chances for the institution to apply for IIQA. This is a flow chart. Whatever I explained you, it is the same is on the flow chart. Let me tell you, whatever is your query through HEI portal, here is a support help desk. You can take the help of that support help desk, write your query and submit to us. And these are the help desk contact numbers, which is also available in the NAAC website. The whole, ये प्रपंच करना किस लिए है? For the quality education. Quality education is important because the nation will grow. If the nation will grow, then the Bharat will become Atmanirbhar Bharat. The new startups, the incubation for giving a seed money to the new startup, all these aspects are to be looked now into a very serious way because Bharat ke Pradhan Mantri ji ne kaha hai, be vocal for local, then only our products can reach global. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है अच्छी शिक्षा देंगे हम, क्वालिटी कल्चर को लेंगे तो मुझे लगता है कि भारत आत्मनिर्भर बनेगा. स्वामी विवेकानंदन का बहुत सुंदर स्टेटमेंट है, टेक रिस्क इन लाइफ, इफ यू विन यू कैन लीड, इफ यू लूज यू कैन गाइड. So with these words, I would like to conclude. Thank you so very much. Over to Vandana ji. Namaste.
Thank you, Dr. Leena, for such an elaborate explanation on the broader perspective of accreditation, the NAAC journey, as well as details for every aspect to help us to understand what is going to happen in the next sessions. You have so very well explained the critical importance of NAAC in the pursuit of quality at the institutional level, as well as overall at the national level. Thank you so much. Dr. Bhatia, should we take a few questions or we take the questions at the end?
Yes, madam. Yeah. If there is any apparent question, that we can take it now also.
All right. So open to the participants. If there are any questions, please.
Vandana madam, I have a question.
Yes, please. Yeah, you can directly address.
Yeah, Geeta madam.
Leena madam. Leena madam.
Sorry, Leena madam. Sorry, Leena madam.
Yes, sir. Namaste.
Madam, you mentioned about the peer feedback process. But in the new framework, is it still there? There was an initial slide where you mentioned that from a qualitative peer thing to we are moving to a quantitative one. So is the peer feedback also important?
Yes, sir.
It is still there.
In the revised framework, accreditation framework, as you are aware of, there are quantitative matrices as well as qualitative matrices. The quantitative matrices, they are under the DVV process, and the qualitative matrices, they are taken up by our peer team. So they will be evaluating once the institution scores for 25% as a pre-qualifier, then the peer team visit will be set up, and the peer team experts, they are vice chancellors or the top academicians. They will visit to our institution. They will look into the whatever are the claims made by the institution for those matrices. They will evaluate it, and accordingly the combination of the peer judgment as well as the quantitative metrics plus the student satisfaction survey, Three will combine to have the final assessment of the institution.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
I have a question, Dr. Leena.
yes, madam.
If in the event that an institution doesn't qualify in the pre-qualifier, is there a particular time period within which the second application can be made?
After 1 year,
One academic year.
yes, yes.
All right. Thank you.
Institution can again apply for new fees and new IIT.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh, then it is considered as a new registration.
no registration.
Okay.
Good morning, madam. This is Gaurav Singh. I'm looking after BTech IT program.
Yes.
I have a couple of questions, ma'am. You have used the term reverse engineering, and one of my first question is based on that. What up to what academic year we need a data to preserve? Because when we are going for NAAC, we need a data to support our claim. So, how
Yes.
many academic years data we need to have?
5 years, previous 5 years data, the institution need to have it. Why I told this term no, because I have heard this term. Reverse engineering is creation of the documents which we don't have with us, or rather we have not stored it in a proper way. So we request that if the institution now is coming for, say, 2021, institution is coming for A&E process, then previous 5 years academic data they have, academic year data they need to suffice to. But see, there are the terminologies to be understood. The academic year means the academic session one, we call it as odd semester and even semester, isn't it? So usually
Right.
it begins at in a month of June and it will end to the May. By that time
Right.
we finish our exams and other things. So this is called as academic year. Calendar
Yes.
year we know January to December. So all the research related data, publications and other thing, they are to be submitted as per the calendar year.
Okay.
And we know the
Okay.
financial year.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Very much.
So these three things are to be remembered. Yes, sir.
Yes. I have one more question, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
You have mentioned that there are three options for re-accreditation. Can you tell a little bit difference about all these three options?
No, I have not got your question.
There are three approaches for re-accreditation process.
No. There are 3 stages of total A&A process, sir. There are three stages in of A&A process.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it is
I might
preparation
would
of
have.
SSR. No. It is a preparation of SSR at institution level, participation of the students in triple S, and the third one is peer team visit. Stages are there.
I might would have mixed up with something else. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
So,
So it appears
good
we
morning.
can. Yes.
Good morning, ma'am.
Namaste, sir.
This is Dr. Amrish Badgujar. I'm having one question. We know that the question papers are set in which average student means all the students get average mark, but in order to score the full marks, it is a bit difficult. So, which is the area in majority of the institutes get fails or get less mark? Can you, if you can?
No, I won't answer this question. I will request Ganesh sir to
Okay.
throw some light because he'll be taking up SSR, no? So critically, he will be putting up his views on different criteria. That time you can understand because teaching learning process is there, evaluation process is there. That time he will focus on how to, correctly fill the data. What are his observations?
Okay.
He will put up. I won't be able to answer this question.
Acha, ma'am, this is
Thank you.
P.K. Basu. I
Yes,
have
sir.
two small questions.
Yes, sir.
One is the composition of the peer group. That is how it will be done. And so that is the first question. You please answer then.
Okay, the assessors application we call, matlab already senior academicians who has done also extensive research and having a wide experience in teaching, they can enroll to our website. It is available, and we have the assessors with us. First point. Secondly, what type of assessment, quality assessment they have to do? We have the assessors orientation program and we train the assessors what are the expectation from them, how to look into different qualitative matrices, how to do the judgment or evaluation, I can say. So accordingly, they are being trained. Thirdly, once the institution apply and get the dates to us, then there will be the random selection. See, assessor need to put on their portal. They will have their own portal to the NAC, and they need to put on the non-availability date. If they are not available, they will mark it as non-availability date. Remaining dates, that means they are available to us. So randomly, the assessors will be selected as per their availability, and the peer team will be constituted. So this is the system selection.
Okay.
Usually, yes.
And the second question is
Yes, sir.
the student survey.
Yes.
Again, will it be conducted by NAC only, or
Yes.
it will be in that? Okay.
No, no, it will be conducted by NAC. For that, the institution has to give 50% of the students' data, name, email ID, telephone number, then their unique enrollment ID, all details. 50% of the student of the total campus student. Matlab, if there are 400 students on campus presently, 200 students at least data they should furnish to. And depending upon that, then the survey will be conducted as soon as SSR been submitted to the NAC.
Oh, thank you.
Am I correct, sir? Ganesh, sir, if you want to put something, kindly add.
So, sir, just to share with you, NAC has got the more than 4,500 people, what to call, enrollment in the different subject, from the arts, science, humanities, social science, medical, engineering. In engineering also mechanical, electronics, computer science, all subject. You may be wondering, 484 subject different. We are having a database. That too, the senior position like professors from the university, the principal of the accredited college, and the vice chancellor. So these are the three category we have. We don't have the associate professor. We don't have the assistant professors in the assessment for the college or a university.
Okay.
For a university, it will pick up the vice chancellor and senior professor only. And also there is a guideline from the NAC. It states that the FNA, FNAC, and those society, they are there. They also will be picked up. So there is a system generated. There is no manual selection is not there.
Okay.
For example, if your university is having mechanical, electronics, computer science, electronics, like that subject are there, UG, PG, you should say, the coordinating officer only will select the subject. Automatically the computer will throw the 15, 15, 15.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
And finally, it is the director, the prerogative to select out of the 15, 15, 15, one person. So this
Now
is
this review and survey, everything will be done online. There will be no physical visit of the peer team to the university under the current situation.
No, sir. Right now, madam has already told you that for the university, 73% comes as the online.
Yeah.
6% comes as the on-site visit. That is called the peer visit.
Okay.
Right now, we have stopped the on-site visit because of the COVID-19 situation.
Absolutely.
Now, if the institution gives the date and the time for the next 1 month or 2 months later also, we are trying to accommodate in the month of January or February. We will make the on-site visit.
Okay.
So right now, the on-site visit has been in a hold.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Vanda madam, let us conclude this session over here.
All right. Thank you on behalf of Navrachna University, Dr. Leena, for your elaborate presentation. And now we'll move to the next session. Over to Dr. Bhatia.
Thank you, Vandana ji. Hitesh ji, namaste.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So we start with the second session for this national webinar, and I will request Dr. Sandeep Patil. Dr. Sandeep Patil is Associate Professor in School of Science and is heading MSc Chemistry program at Navrachna University, and he would be moderating the second session, and he would be introducing Dr. Ganesh Hegde. Sir.
Yeah,
Sandeep,
good
sir,
morning. Thanks, Dr. Bhatia. Good morning, everyone. It is a matter of great honor and privilege to introduce the speaker for the next session, Dr. Ganesh Anant Hegde, Advisor, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bangalore. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Dr. Ganesh Anant Hegde is an expert academician in the assessment and accreditation arena in the country since last 2 decades. He is involved in the framing of assessment framework of NAAC for the last 2 decades and has, to his credit, a niche expertise of assessing and accrediting more than 1,400 institutions of higher learning across the country. Dr. Hegde has a doctorate degree in mass communication and journalism from the University of Mysore. True to his spirit, Dr. Hegde has organized several workshops for principals and faculty members, several assessor training programs at NAAC for vice chancellors, professors, and principals all over the country for training prospective NAAC team experts. In addition to this, Dr. Hegde has coordinated review of 66 academic staff colleges of University Grants Commission and has been instrumental in bringing out the IQAC guidelines and other publication. Dr. Hegde has equally contributed his prowess in the international arena too. He has been the board of directors for International Network of Quality Assurance Agencies in higher education during the period 2013 to 15. This is a worldwide association of over 200 organizations of quality assurance agency. Dr. Hegde has authored 2 books and co-authored 2 books. So total number of 4 books, which are mainly in the area of information communication technology and higher education, best practices of IQAC, as well as 7 points for IQAC. Dr. Hegde belongs to a rare breed of educationist endowed with a vision to make quality and excellence a motto for higher educational institutions in India. With this, I request Dr. Ganesh Anant Hegde to deliver today's talk entitled Preparation of Self-Study Report. Hegde, sir.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Volume is coming, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir, you are audible.
Thanks to the Dr. Nilay Yajnik, sir, who is the provost of the university, Dr. Hitesh Bhatia, and also the Dr. Sandeep Patil, who has just introduced me to the audience. I thank all the people for their kindness. I would like to share with you that the गुरु जो होता है उसका मार्गदर्शन से हमारा जो नया चीज जो देखने का जो तरीका होता है वो बदलता रहता है. मैं गुरु को प्रणाम करते हुए I would like to recite the shloka of the Guru. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnana timirandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurminitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My respect to all the teachers who are viewing this webinar on behalf of the university and on behalf of the NAAC and on behalf of our beloved director, Professor S.C. Sharma ji, who has conveyed the best wishes for this webinar. As you all know that any of the process, whether it is a running, whether it is a car driving, whether it's a teaching, whether it is a home for a cooking also, it all comes with some preparation. The preparation is more important. The warm-up which you do at the institution level is more important. जैसे ही हमारा मित्र साहब ने एक प्रश्न पूछा है, पिछले कितना साल से एक डेटा चाहिए. So if you look into the warm up, every day the running person who is doing the exercise will be able to perform better when he has done the warm up very well. In the similar way, today's webinar will help the Dr. Nilay Yajnik का जो नेतृत्व में जो webinar कर रहे हैं, it will help the faculty members to understand the holistic view of the NAAC process as well as the procedure to be adopted. मैं यही चीज बताना चाहता हूं. The whether it is a 100-meter relay, whether it is a 400 to 400-meter relay, or whether it may be the marathon race which you will be having, it will all depends upon the warm-up which you are doing. Today, this warm-up will help you to understand the whole process and procedure of the NAAC. There are 7 stages which comes from the NAAC as the quantitative and qualitative metric. My colleague Dr. Leena Gahane has already told you about this quantitative metric and the qualitative metric. I would like to bring out further with the standard operating procedure which NAAC is also making. And my colleague Dr. A.V. Prasad will be talking to you on the DVV clarification, data validation and verification procedure. And my other colleague Dr. N.R. Mohan in the afternoon will be talking to you on the student satisfaction survey and the on-site visit and also the accreditation outcome. My part is to just to share with you that go through the NAAC manual and the guideline, how you have to prepare a good self-study report. After the pandemic situation is over, we welcome you at the Bangalore with a good campus, which NAAC is having a green campus. NAAC is having the institutional accreditation for universities. There are various manuals are available. While downloading the manual, you can download the manual for universities, which is very much necessary for the institution to understand. For health science universities, there is a separate manual. For a Sansad, there is a separate manual. For an open university, there is a separate manual. For if the institution is a dual mode, as per the UGC, then there is a separate manual are there. As you all know that the quantitative and qualitative metrics, जैसे ही हमारा मित्र साहब ने प्रोफेसर ने पूछा है, so how many matrices are there for the on-site peer review? Peer review will be done for the 26% of the matrices, and the 73% will come under the data validation and verification process. Now, when the data validation and verification process is there, you need to be very active and you have to give the proper data. जैसा ही एक साहब ने पूछा है हमारा लीना गाहने मैडम से, मैडम where are the real things are there to get the more mark? More mark will be done only when you have to know the metrics wise, the details. Metrics in the sense, the जैसा ही 7 criteria, 34 key indicator, then the further quantitative and qualitative metrics are there. In the further, when I coming to the criterion wise, I will be sharing to you. My way of understanding that the question is that one, wherever there is a more weightage is there, wherever there is a more weightage in the sense weightage will be 10, weightage will be 15, weightage will be 8, like that, you have to give the more focus on that one. That means 8 into 4, you will get the 32 as the maximum, but 2 into 4, you will get only 8 mark. So where the 32, where the 8, you have to understand. That is the where your institutional, the quantitative lies. The 25% last, the red color, which I was talking about, is that out of the 115 metrics, there are the 79 matrices are comes as a quantitative metric in the institutional thing for the universities. Out of the 79, any institution which is going for the accreditation should minimum pass 25%. So that means on the quantitative metrics of the 79, the institution need to pass at least the 25%. That is how it has been worked out. In the next slide, I will just give you an explanation. There are 7 criteria are there for the assessment. जैसा हमारा पास 7 दिन होता है, Sunday to Saturday. In the sense, there are Sapta Swaras are there, Sapta Rishis are there, Sapta Sagaras are there. So NAAC has also got the 7 criteria. the curricular aspect, teaching learning evaluation, research innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, and lastly, it is the institutional values and best practices. What the NAAC has brought the new things from 2017 onwards. जैसा ही स्टूडेंट सेटिस्फेक्शन सर्वे आपने प्रश्न पूछा है, whether NAAC will do the online. NAAC will do the online student satisfaction survey. It will be through the computer generated score. It will be done. For the universities, it will be around the 30 mark will be there. Innovations ecosystem is another thing. IT infrastructure, alumni engagement, institutional values and social responsibility, and lastly, it is the institutional distinctiveness. जैसा सपोज मान लीजिए गुजरात में around the 22 private universities are there, let us say all are private universities, but नवरचना में क्या नया चीज है? What is that distinctiveness which is there with that particular university which you need to highlight? For that one, there is a one key indicator which comes as the institutional distinctiveness. Now, morning when the university was introducing, our coordinator Viral Saab ne bataya hai, all the students who are getting the good placement and also they are in the very good position in the society. This is alumni engagement. So you have to highlight how your students have been societal impact they have done, that you have to bring in the alumni engagement. Now, this is the some 115 metrics are there. Now I am coming to the percentage wise. When you look into the yellow color here, 7 criteria are there, 34 key indicators are there, there are 36 qualitative metrics are there are 79 quantitative metrics are there. Totally it is 115. So याज्ञिक साहब को मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं, सर हमारा क्वेश्चन पेपर इधर आपके लिए ओपन है. 115 questions are there and out of that one 79 are quantitative and qualitative questions are there 26. Now this question paper is in front of you. Now answer paper starts. How you will be writing the self-study report. When you write the self-study report, you have to make sure that there are open-ended questions, there are closed-ended questions. The closed-ended questions will come as the quantitative matrix where you have to give the numbers. Qualitative metrics are the one which you have to give in the 500 words. It will not take 501 word also. It will take only the 500 words. जैसा आपको पता है, if you go to the Fulbright scholarship, if you make an application, it will not take more than 175 words. 175 words means 175 words. In the similar way, the software has been made for the 500 word for the qualitative metrics. Now, coming to the percentage wise, now 73% of the your validation which comes as the quantitative nature. So you have to be very careful while providing the data to the NAAC. So this will be validated through the data validation and verification process, which is we call as a DVV process. The on-site visit will be done for the 26% of the metrics. So if you calculate the overall, it comes around the 750 mark out of the 1000 will comes as the quantitative metrics and around the 350 mark will comes as the qualitative metrics. Now, as my colleague already has told you that the different stages are there. जैसा मैंने आपको एक पहले एक रनिंग रेस का आपको स्लाइड दिखाया है. Once you start the IIQA till the result is over, it is a continuously software driven. You cannot come out in between. जैसा रनिंग रेस होता है, you have to run. 100 मीटर हो सकता है, ये मैराथन रेस हो सकता है. But before running the race, you have to be make ready with you. So today's webinar is to make sure that whether the university is ready for the accreditation or not. मेरा निवेदन है, a timeline has been set. The University Grant Commission, the MHRD, requests the NAAC to complete within maximum 180 days. From 120 days to 180 days, this whole process has to be completed. Due to the pandemic situation, some more time will be given. Yes, we also know the situation. मेरा निवेदन है, the every stage there is a timeline is there. आइंस्टीन ने बहुत साल पहले बताया है. वीरावल साहब का पास 24 आवर्स है, नीलई साहब का पास 24 आवर्स है, गणेश जी का पास भी 24 आवर्स है. Within 24 hours we have to work. How we will be working, what we will be doing, how we will do the work, it depends upon us to look into it. मेरा निवेदन है आप सभी लोग से, जो हमारा मैनुअल है वो सारा आप पूरा पढ़ लीजिए. So read the what to call manual, and then second thing is also read the manual. Third, also read the manual. The quantitative nature, qualitative, standard operating procedure, abbreviations, the glossary, everything you have to understand. Then only you will be able to make a proper assessment of your institution, and you will be able to write a good self-study report. While writing the report, you have to give the introductory note about the university, about the location, vision, mission statement, and also the strategy of the institution. And also the criterion wise summary you have to give. That means the criteria 1, curricular aspects से लेकर institutional distinctiveness तक you have to give the each criteria around 250 words you have to give. That means around 1500 to 700 words you have to give for the criterion wise summary. Then later on, strength, weaknesses, and opportunities and challenges also be given. So how you will convert the challenges into an opportunity, it depends upon the institution to look into it. Now, there is an extended profile is there. Extended profile is nothing but, suppose in the university, how many teachers are having the PhD? Year-wise number of students are there. How many teachers are getting the scholarship? How many classrooms are having the LCD projector? How many computers are there? So these are some of the number game has been taken into the consideration for the extended profile. This is how the extended profile is there in the thing. Extended profile makes a lot of difference. If you give the wrong data in the extended profile, your matrix valuation will go wrong also. So my request to the institution is that kindly make sure that you will give the proper the data during the assessment process. That means extended profile, you have to make it correct the thing. Suppose for example, number of outgoing student. If it is a 343 students every year they are coming out, you can give that one. 1 year may be more, 1 year may be less. It depends upon the program to program which you are having. So you have to give the proper data. Now, I will take around the 20 to 25 minutes maximum from you to just to explain to you the criterion wise. Now, as you all the good science student, the science student will talk about the core areas. जैसा हम परमाणु का बारे में बात करते हैं, एटम का बारे में. So atom is the core area of the nucleus. Now, the criterion wise, when we are coming for the assessment, this is the crux of the assessment procedure. Now, 150 weightage will be there in the criteria 1. That is further divided into the 4 key indicators. Further, the key indicator has been divided into the qualitative metrics and the quantitative metrics. Now, this 50, 50, 30, and 20 with the curriculum design and development, academic flexibility, curriculum enrichment, and feedback system, there are 4 are there. Now, coming to the quantitative metric and qualitative metric, I just have explained or highlighted some of the things. It may not be the fully of a particular one criteria because it takes a lot of the space to explain to you. Now, for example, the program outcome, program specific outcome, and a course outcome. Program means BA, BSc, BCom, MA, MSc, MCom is a program. Now, a course is a paper in a particular program. In the next slide, I will share with you. But what is a program specific outcome? Program specific outcome, if it's a MSc microbiology we are having. So microbiology is a specific to that MSc program. So what is that specific which the teacher would like to communicate to the student as an outcome? That is called as program specific outcome. So if you look into the good choice-based credit system of any particular university, you will be able to understand and appreciate how meticulously different institutions have been worked out. Now, how much percentage has been revised during the last 5 years? Suppose if you are taking from the 15-16 to the 19-20, the 15-16, 16-17, 17-18, 18-19, 19-20. So these are the 5 years if you take, then how much percentage of the syllabus has been revised? For that one, you have to give the previous syllabus and the new syllabus, and the new syllabus you have to highlight. These are the things which you have been changed. So it is easy for a person to look into that data, saying that these are the changes have been happened. Now, in the program, you will be having an employability, entrepreneurship, skill development. So these are the some of the things you will be having as part of the curriculum. Now, curriculum is a bigger perspective, and a syllabus is a closed perspective. So syllabus is a shorter one, the curriculum will be the bigger one. So when you look into the employability perspective, it may be engineering, it may be science, or it may be the economics, or it may be the political science. So some of the skill development program you can run at the institutional level. For a science program, it is easy, but for a social science and the humanities, it may be very difficult to get the skill component, but you will have an entrepreneurship development. Employability skill will be there. Now, students undertaking the project. Now, from the 2017 to the 2020, there is a metamorphosis is there. Metamorphosis is what is the one? In a biological term, from the larva to the butterfly, it goes to the metamorphosis. When the metamorphosis happens, it changes the whole assessment process. The student who are taking the field project to the employability, there is a metamorphosis happens. There is an internship, and the internship same student will be taken in the job of a particular company. It is a way of imbibing or getting the job or the placement on a particular company. So student project is also important. What is the student project? If there is a अन्वेषण के लिए आपने छोटा कार्यक्रम किया है, it may be solar cell, or it may be the pharmacy, or it may be the social work, some of the things. A student get the good project, and that project can be come into the incubation center. From the incubation center, you can go to the startup also. So it depends upon the student project. A small idea which you have created in the student mind in a project may go to the startup level also. I will give you one example. At the third criteria, I will give you, but right now I thought it's better to share with you. I will give you one small example. A college of the management in Pune region. A small girl is having a startup. What is a startup? A pink laundry is the startup. What is a startup? A student has taken a one aya for that one. There is a multiplex houses will be there in the the multiple houses will be there. When aya will collect from all the clothes from the what to call drying and the ironing, and she will give it to the local person, and the local person will dry it, and he will give you the thing, and it will be transferred to the house. Sitting at the house, a wife or a person get the iron their clothes. Now the student gets only the 10 paisa per kapda. Then your job is over. It is a small startup. It's a thinking process. Now, how it will be done, how it will be executed, how it will be have an impact, that is more important. A startup comes with the student new ideas from the way of the expression. Now, feedback from the student, teachers, alumni, and also the employers should be there. Now, we may be thinking that whether employer feedback is necessary. If you wanted to change the syllabus, you need the industry expertise and the employer's perspective also. Now, as you all know that what is a program? A program is a BA, BSc, BCom. But what is a course? A course is a paper in a particular subject. Now, NAAC is asking out of the, suppose if it is there is a one program, MCom, let us say, there are 4 semesters will be there. In the 4 semester, there are 5 papers in each semester. 5 into 4, you will have a 20 papers. At 20, out of the 20 paper, have you changed 1 or 2 paper in the 5 years? That is what the NAAC is looking about the papers. Now, what is the procedure to be adopted for the revision of the syllabus? It is one of the university, not from the NAAC. It is one of the university perspective I have taken just to explain to you. Formation of the PG course revision committee, then the formation of the working group, then the consultation with the stakeholders, then the departmental council meeting, then go to the external expert, then finally it comes to the academic council for the approval. So it has got a wide range of the expertise will be there for the change of the syllabus. Now, the academic program will be the one where the course of study comprising of the structure and the course details. What is a course? A course means a segment of the subject. Now, what is, suppose for example, in an MCOM, there is a core course will be there. There is an elective course. There is a open elective. There the core course and elective course will be specific to the program. But an open elective may be MCOM student, MA student, MSc student. Anyone can take up. Suppose for example, legal, environmental, and business ethics. Any student can take up. For example, life skill and communication. Any student of the BA, BSc, BCom or MA, MSc student, they can take. So open elective will be the one which is open to the any type of the student. Then what do you mean by a credit? A credit means a 1 hour lecture per week equal to 1 credit, or 2 hour practical class equal to 1 credit. This is what the UGC has specified. Now coming to the MCOM program, there are the 4 semester will be there. In the 4 semester, you will have a core course, elective course, and an open elective. So then the credit will be talking about the 60 plus 30 plus 8. Now my request to the all the university authorities is that when you talk about the new education policy, talks about the credit banking. If you develop the credit banking itself with the credit, I think it will be easy for the choice-based credit system. Your student will be very, very fast in understanding the holistic view of the education with the credit banking. So it will help you in the coming years also. Now, semester-wise, there are 4 papers or 5 papers will be there, and elective also depending upon the program. Like I have given one example about the MCOM. You can create the same thing in the engineering subject also as per the AICTE. You can look into it, and 70-30 sometime it will be there for the continuous internal evaluation. And I just would like to share with you that there are courses which is called as the ability enhancement courses. There are competency improvement courses. There are skill development courses. There are foundation courses. So if you look into the any university which is having a choice-based credit system, for example, you will get all this type of the terminologies which they have implemented. For example, just to give you that discipline specific, what to call electives, 8 paper, they will have the 16 credits will be there. So you can look into the each paper wise. Now, core course will be theory 1 and elective course will be there, discipline specific and elective. So these are all some of the things which I have taken from the good choice-based credit system. If you follow that one, you will be able to understand in a better manner. Our request to for the assessment purpose, how exactly this core paper and the elective paper have been changed during the last 5 years. That's what the NAAC is looking. For example, give you the discipline specific papers. For example, in the organic chemistry, you may have the application for the chemistry, molecular modeling, polymer chemistry, industrial chemistry, green chemistry, and a dissertation will be there. For example, just to give you the skill enhancement program, where 2 credit or a 4 credit, if you may take up a student. For example, if it's a chemistry subject, business skills for chemist, green methods in chemistry, pharmaceutical chemistry, pesticide chemistry, fuel chemistry, so chemistry for cosmetics. So these are beyond curriculum skill enhancement. You can run some course or the subject with a 30 contact hours and more. NAAC is looking about the courses which are having more than 30 contact hours. If you are running a program course, a course should be more than 30 contact hours. Then only NAAC will consider it as a course. So depending upon that one, you can look into it. Suppose, for example, at add-on courses. What is an add-on course? Add-on courses and a certificate course is one of them where the student learn additional subject apart from their main course. For example, a science student is taking the TV production. A science student is taking the industrial psychology. A girl will be taking about the health, fitness, and lifestyle management. So these are in addition to their normal program. They will be having a add-on courses. It adds a value to them. If they go out from your college or a university, then they will be able to possess best thing in their life. Now, for an engineering subject, for example, you are having some of the engineering subjects are there. IPR and the cyber law, project management and finance, sustainable practices in electrical engineering, intellectual property right, then personality development and communication. So these are some of the things which you can think about it. At the engineering level also, you can run some of the program. Now, MCOM should have some of the learning outcomes. I have brought in front of you some of the lines of some universities talking about the MCOM program, which they will be telling about the strategic management and business research, ecological concern and international marketing ethics. A program thus attained have to have an opportunity to develop and broaden the management practices of the student, that is the MCOM student, and a program specific outcome. Suppose if it is a MCOM HR will be there, MCOM financial management will be there, and MCOM marketing will be there. So depending upon the program of the MCOM, a MCOM course should offer research in diverse areas of the commerce as a discipline, has to have a large base on the research contribution and technology pedagogy adopted by the students in the learning practices. What actually the NAAC looks in the extended profile. When you look into the NAAC as a holistic thing, there are extended profile is there. Extended profile is the one where your data will be taken as the numerator for the calculation purpose. For example, you have the 4,800 students are there, and out of that 1,800 students are taking the project based learning. Now the percentage will be calculated by the computer of the 1,800 divided by 4,800 into 100, it will give you the percentage of the students who are taking the project based learning. So the computer will calculate this type of the percentage in the matrix. So that is the reason NAAC has made the extended profile. For extended profile, my request to the institution is that kindly go through this standard operating procedure, which will help you to understand how exactly the NAAC calculates. So Master of Commerce, you will be having a business statistics to course outcomes. A course is the one where the 30 contact hours will be there. Those contact hours, when you come out with that particular course, for example, in the business statistics, you may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have given the 6. You may create only 3 for the student for the benefit. It depends upon you to look into it, how a program outcome should be there, course outcome should be there. This is just a example which I have brought it in front of you. And how exactly NAAC looks into the course learning outcome. Any program, BA, BSc, BCom, MA, MSc, MCom, whatever may be the program you are learning, you are running, those programs should have a course learning outcome. It should be published in the institutional website and it should be communicated to the student. Now, the course learning outcomes, teaching learning activity, and assessment task all should be specified in your curriculum. That is more important. When you claim to the NAAC, this is the learning outcome, this is the program is having the learning outcome, it should be placed in the institutional website. It is must. without placing your institutional website, NAAC will cross verify your data from your institutional website. So kindly make sure that whatever the program you are running, those program related syllabus, students, everything should be put on the your institutional website. Whether you are passport protector or not, you can make a passport protector till you are going for accreditation. But when you are going for accreditation, you have to keep the open document. Whichever the claim you are telling in the link, it should be open-ended. Now, I would like to share with you that, as you all know that you are all good teachers are there. A good teacher is the one who uses the Bloom's taxonomy for the his course or a curriculum to teach better. Education should focus on the mastery of the subjects. You may be the electronic, it may be the chemistry, it may be the botany, geology, or maybe the electrical engineering you are teaching. But those subjects, you should be the mastery. My request to the all of you is that the faculty should also know that accreditation taxonomy. Accreditation taxonomy in the sense, how exactly the assessment per se will be there, how you will be evaluated. As Dr. Nilay Yajnik Saab make sure that all the students who are there in the Navrachana should know the procedure of the evaluation technique. Now, when you say that 70-30, 70 will be the your core area will be evaluation, NAAC is also telling that this is the quantitative and the qualitative metric. So accreditation taxonomy is nothing but how an evaluation procedure will be done. That we have to understand. My way of looking is that one, when the Bloom's taxonomy talking about remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, and evaluating and creating a new knowledge. And ultimately, जैसा आपको भी अवगत है, whether it is a Vedas, whether it is a Puranas, whether it is a Ramayana, whether it is a Bible, whether it is a Quran, all are talking about the creating a new knowledge. How you will be creating a new knowledge is more important. Knowledge creation is the university's job. How creating a new knowledge is more important. As you all know that, now I will coming to the key indicator wise one of the question. For example, 1.1.1, we talk about the curricula developed implemented has a relevance to the local and national global development. This is one thing about the qualitative metric. There is a 20 weightage will be there. In the next slide, I will share with you that how it will be calculated. Now, the 1.3.2 is the subject where the number of value added courses imparting transferable life skill during the last 5 years. Now, the imparting the transferable and the life skill. Transferable means the knowledge component. Transferable may be the skill component. I just would like to give one example. मैं एक दिन मैसूर में एक सेमिनार में गए थे, तो बहुत अच्छा तरह से जो एक वयोवृद्ध फैकल्टी मिले, तो बोले, सर, from the last 40 years I am teaching the educational technology to the students. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है जो मेरा जो negligence है, that I must have transferred to my student. In the sense, nobody is perfect. Everybody, the teacher will be teach that particular subject, whichever he is knowing that particular subject. So my way of looking is that one, जब तक एक दीप प्रज्वल नहीं होने से दूसरा दीप को प्रज्वल नहीं कर सकता है, a teacher job is to always create a new knowledge. And unless the teachers are very much firm about their knowledge component, the skill component, you will not be able to go to a higher level. My way of looking is that one, a teacher need to know that what you mean by a value added, which adds a value to the program. Now, in this particular subject, NAAC is looking about beyond curriculum thing. I will just give you an example. In our Bangalore, there is a Christ University is there. The Christ University is having a setback. करके एक department is there. Setback means curriculum education beyond curriculum. That is a subject. How you are going beyond curriculum, that is the difference thing. I just would like to give you one more example. एक दिन हम एक प्रिंसिपल से बात कर रहे थे, तो प्रिंसिपल साहब ने आंध्रा का था, तो बोले गणेश जी हमारा कॉलेज में एक बहुत अच्छा स्कीम है, वो क्या है, any student who admits in the BA, BSc, BCom program and he should pass the computer literacy program. There is a 6 months course which is designed by the college, not from the university, not from anywhere. The college has created a new syllabus for that one. Any student who passes that the course only will be given the degree. So in the first year BA, BSc, BCom, he will be conveyed that if you pass in the 3 years, then only you will get a degree. So my way of looking is that it's not just the thing. It is a what to call institutional distinctiveness, institutional graduate attributes makes a lot of difference. I just would like to give one more example. Suppose जब भी हम कुछ ऐसा स्कूल और कॉलेज जाते हैं, जैसा हमारा क्रिश्चियन माइनॉरिटी स्कूल और द कॉलेज विल बी देयर. Whenever you go to that the thing, first thing is the one where you will be having a discipline, the time management, the cleanliness, the way of the filing. You will be amazed to see that one, how they will be able to monitor and the guidance. So it makes a lot of difference. मेरा निवेदन है आप लोगों से, whenever you look into the good things, you have to imbibe. When you imbibe that one, you will be able to create a new knowledge. The value added courses which we NAAC is talking about, it adds value to the program, whatever may be the program you are having. Now 1.1.3, which comes as a percentage of courses having a focus on the employability, entrepreneurship and skill development. Now 3 components are there depending upon the, you will having the MTech program or a BTech program. So you will have some entrepreneurship development program. Now अन्वेषण के लिए आपने क्या किया है, अटल इनोवेशन मिशन में आपने भाग लिया है क्या? Government of India, there are so many innovative programs are there. Whether we have been part of that program, you have to understand that one, how university is taking the lead in terms of the employability, entrepreneurship development, and also the skill development. I will not give you the example because you are the master of your subject. You will be knowing that how exactly your institution can do it. In 1.3.1, for example, in the curriculum enrichment, there are professional ethics. Suppose there is an engineering subject, BTech and MTech you are running. So whether do you have a IEEE school student chapter? You have a Computer Society of India, you are having a computer program, you are having a Computer Society of India student chapter. This makes a lot of difference. Professional ethics means that engineering ethics, civil ethics, electronics ethics, you create your own 1-page document or a 2-page document. It is left you to decide what is that ethics you would like to communicate to the student is more important. Then the gender activities, human values, then the environmental and sustainability as per the Government of India Supreme Court order, how exactly you are doing. Suppose if it is a civil subject, so there is a what to call ethics as well as the environment will be there. So whether you are having a TIFAC, there is a TIFAC is there in the science DST. Whether you have any funding from the TIFAC, Technology Information Forecasting Institute is there in the DST. So sustainable development is another thing. So मेरा निवेदन है आप लोगों से, whenever you talk about the subject or a program, whether it reflects in a different dimension, that's what the NAAC is looking about it. Number of value added courses for imparting transfer, which I have already shared with you. And the 1.3.3 talks about the percentage of student. Now, the percentage of student, just to give you an example, here we talk about the average percentage of student. Now, average will be 5 years. Percentage will be for 1 year. Now, if you calculate per year, that the 55%, 60%, 70%, 80%. So 5 साल में 255 percentage हो जाएगा. Divided by 5 will give you the average percentage. So NAAC has made a formula about how it will be calculated. So this is a 10-mark question is there. Now percentage of student are taking. Now how much percentage student, whether it's 80%, 90%, 100%. So which would you will be able to tell. Now I am coming to the idea where you will be having the how evaluation has been done. Now, there are a 30 curriculum enrichment is one of the key indicator. Out of the 150 mark, there is a 30 mark has been given to the curriculum enrichment. Now, out of the 30 mark, then further it is divided into 5 mark, 10 mark, 10 mark, and 5 mark. Now, out of the 4 key indicators, the key questions, the 1.3.1 will be validated by the peers. That means once the on-site visit is there, that will be validated. But the 1.3.2, 1.3.3 and 1.3.4, these will be validated through the DVV process. Now, how it will be validated? Whatever I have put the number, what you call 1, 2, 3 or a 4, is the 0 to 4 scale. Every metric will be calculated on a 0 to 4 scale. Now, on the 0 to 4 scale, you will be able to understand here is that a maximum one can get is the 4 and minimum one can get is a 0. Now, totally in this particular key indicator, one can get the 30 into 4 is a 120. But what institution have got is a 60. That means 50% only they have got. Now, if you make your own things, मैं संदीप पाटिल साहब से और हमारा हितेश भाटिया साहब से निवेदन करता हूं, जब भी आप meticulously, if you go to the metrics wise and if you make your own assessment, गणेश हेगड़े का जरूरत नहीं है, नीलान गाने मैडम का भी जरूरत नहीं, सिर्फ आपका जरूरत है, आपका सोच का जरूरत है, आपका यूनिवर्सिटी क्या कर रहा है उसका बारे में आपको सोचना चाहिए. मेरा निवेदन है, every metrics out of the 150 metrics, if you make a Excel sheet and if you make your own assessment, that will be the self assessment. मेरा एक निवेदन है, जैसा हमारा पास एक बच्चा आता है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कम्युनिकेशन ECE का सब्जेक्ट का है, उनको 78% मिलता है हर साल में सेमेस्टर में, तो हमने उसको सोचा है why can't you make it the 90%. सो 90% बनाने के लिए उसको मेंटरिंग का जरूरत होता है, क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए. मेरा निवेदन है, हम जो आपसे शेयर कर रहे हैं, this is how the meticulously which NAAC is evaluating a particular institution. Unless you give the data properly to the NAAC, your validation will not be proper. Your validation will be proper only when you give the, आप सच्ची दिल से सच्चाई से आप बताएंगे, तब तो आपको अच्छा मार्क मिलेगा. If you give the wrong data, you will get the wrong answer. When you come to the teaching learning evaluation, there is a 200 mark will be there. It is further divided into 7 key indicators, जैसा student enrollment, catering student diversity, teaching learning practice, teacher profile, evaluation process, student performance and learning outcome, and student satisfaction survey. Now, coming to the how exactly the NAAC validates. NAAC validates teachers using the ICT enabled tool, including the online resources for effective teaching. Now you will be wondering, हमारा विराल साहब पूछेंगे, गणेश जी इसका validation कैसा होता है? Now you say that there 35 teachers are there in your university. Now 35 teachers have used the 850 classroom lectures. Now 850 का आपका पास institutional data है क्या? That is one thing. Whether you have put on the institutional website. Now pandemic situation में मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, मेरा एक friend है यूपी में, तो वाइस चांसलर साहब ने बताया, गणेश जी अभी हमारा वेबसाइट में इतना हिट हो रहा है बिकॉज आवर टीचर्स आर पुटिंग द ऑल वीडियोस इन द इंस्टीट्यूशनल वेबसाइट एंड मेनी स्टूडेंट, हमारा स्टूडेंट नहीं है, दूसरा स्टेट का स्टूडेंट भी देखता है, दूसरा कंट्री का स्टूडेंट भी देखता है. दिस इज आवर ICT enabled service. Now you will be able to know that how your classroom has been effective. That is the use of ICT. One is the way of your lecture. Second is the in which subject you are using the technology, whether it is a e-content, whether it is a web resources, whether it is a knowledge creation by the some person and you will be using. That is another thing, what you call as the in commerce, there are so many databases also will be there for the share trading and everything. Depending upon the subject, whichever your subject you are teaching, you will be using some ICT tool. Those tools you can highlight, and percentage of teachers using the those things also to be highlighted. Sanction post. Suppose there are 52 posts are there, 48 teachers have been appointed. 4 teachers will be on the contract basis. So you have to give the data to the NAAC. Academic calendar is more important. Academic calendar should tell about the class attendance, class the what to call admission to the result declaration. So it should be an integrated process. Continuous evaluation, whether it is a 70-30, whether it is 80-20, whether it is a 60-40, whatever may be the things, depending upon the program you will be having, you have to give. And program outcome, course outcome, I have told, and student to full-time teacher ratio. I will give you one example here. What is a full-time teacher? A full-time teacher is the one who takes the classes of the 90% of the workload of a regular teacher, and if he or her appointment is the at least for a 1 year, will be calculated as the full-time teacher. Now I just would like to give you an example. संदीप जी और विरल साहब और हमारा प्रोवोस्ट डॉक्टर नीलय साहब, मैं आपसे ये निवेदन करता हूँ, एक हमारा यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ केरला इज देयर. In the University of Kerala, if you go to the IQAC, you will be able to know the questioning the questions. That means जो क्वेश्चन पेपर आप सेटिंग कर रहे हैं वो सही है क्या, उसमें बदलाव का जरूरत है क्या, whether we are doing the right job or not, whether it is a social science, whether it's a science, whether it's a engineering, whether it's a technology, whatever may be the subject, but whether we are doing a right job or not. So my request to you to look into that one, because being the faculty at the NAAC, I may not set a question paper. I will set a question paper only for the college or a university, but you will be setting a question paper for the student. When you prepare student questionnaire, how exactly it should be modified, and you will be looking into these things, and you can download from the University of Kerala. परिवर्तन केवल निरंतर होना चाहिए. Continuous internal evaluation should be the continuous process. हाँ, हम कल नहीं कर रहे थे, आज करना चाहिए क्या? आज नहीं कर रही है तो कल तो करना ही पड़ेगा. सो निरंतर आपको उसका परिवर्तन लेके आना ही चाहिए. So distance should be there in the classrooms, but not on the learning. Learning will happen everywhere. So whether it is a student stay at the home or not, they will be able to learn something. हाँ, हो सकता है इतना ज्यादा जो क्लासरूम में होता है उतना नहीं होगा, थोड़ा तो होगा, उसमें परिवर्तन तो जरूर लेके आएगा. तो अन्वेषण के बारे में, नवाचार के बारे में और आविष्कार के बारे में नैक ने बहुत सोचा है. This is one of the tableau. It is not from the Ganesh Hegde. It is from the some college which I had taken from the self-study report, just to convey to you the meaning. Suppose group project, brainstorming, and live demo, peer teaching, activity-based learning, and industry visit, and you will be doing so many things in the classrooms also, which you can look into it. A great teachers never try to be the best teachers. A great teacher always simply try to bring out the best in the student. So हो सकता है आप सभी लोग बहुत अच्छा टीचर है, you will be able to bring the good things in the student. Now understanding the metrics 2.3.1 student centric methods such as experiential learning, participative learning, problem solving methods, ICT tools, and how NAAC will be calculating. NAAC will be calculating based on the standard operating procedure. जो क्वांटिटेटिव मैट्रिक्स है उसके लिए नैक ने एक स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर बनाया. दो स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर विच इज अवेलेबल इन द नैक वेबसाइट. नाउ फॉर एग्जांपल, रेशियो ऑफ द स्टूडेंट टू मेंटर फॉर द एकेडमिक and other related issues, and a copy of the circular you have to give. In that particular department, if you are having the 12 teachers and the students are 280, then calculates accordingly. So you have to give the issues raised and resolved during the mentor system also you should. विराल साहब से मैं ये निवेदन करता हूँ, कभी कभी क्या होता है, जितना स्कैनिंग करना है, जितना डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस करना है, थोड़ा आप थक जाएंगे. मेरा निवेदन है, स्लो एंड स्टडी विन द रेस. थोड़ा थोड़ा काम साथ में करते रहना पड़ेगा. एंड थर्ड थिंग विच आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर विथ यू इज दैट taking the help of the research scholars along with you टू स्कैन द डॉक्यूमेंट, जेपेग में हो सकता है, पीडीएफ में हो सकता है। उसको कन्वर्शन करने के लिए नया स्टूडेंट जो है नया तरीके से अच्छा तरह से इन अ शॉर्ट स्पैन ऑफ टाइम दे विल बी एबल टू डू इट, बिकॉज यू हैव टू टेक द यंग माइंड्स इनटू द कंसिडरेशन। मेरा निवेदन है आप लोगों से, जो थोड़ा 5 और 6 अच्छा जो स्टूडेंट है उसको भी साथ में ले लीजिए, एंड यू विल गिव द रिजल्ट quickly that how you will be able to do it. Only thing is merit list of the names of the mentor and mentee should be given. Now one thing I would like to share with you here is that some people want it to happen, but they simply keep quiet, and some people wanted it to happen, they will take some initiative, but they will not take initiative which the third person takes, other makes the things to happen. मैं ये सोचता हूँ हमारा जो याज्ञिक साहब है, तो ऋषि मुनि में याज्ञवल्क्य बहुत अच्छा नाम है, तो याज्ञिक साहब उसी पीढ़ी में होगा, तो याज्ञिक साहब अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लेके थिंग्स विल हैपन ड्यूरिंग हिज पीरियड। मैं ये निवेदन करता हूँ, इन द 2.3 इफ यू लुक इनटू द मैट्रिक्स देयर इज अ 20 weightage is there. The 20 weightage is further divided into 6, 6 and 8. जैसे विराल साहब आपको भी पता है, किसी ने पूछा है हाउ कैन वी गेट ए मोर मार्क, जो लीना मैडम से किसी ने पूछ रहा था, है ना, तो संदीप पाटिल साहब को भी याद होगा। मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ इधर, if you take the 6 into 4 you will get the 24, if you get the 8 into 4 you will get the 32, ना। So where the difference? So 8 मार्क के लिए ज्यादा फोकस करना चाहिए, 6 मार्क के लिए थोड़ा कम करना चाहिए। 1 mark 2 mark question if you are not having also you will not get the much difference, but it's a 10 mark question, 10 into 4 you will get 40, 10 into 2 you will get 20, so 20 mark का फर्क हो जाता है। So my request to the institution is that wherever there is a weightage is more, you have to give the focus on the more. In this particular matrix, you will get the maximum 80, but the institution has got only the 46. So this is an hypothetical model. So मेरा निवेदन है, आप सभी लोग ऐसा करते होते तो आपको अच्छा मार्क लेने के लिए सुविधा हो जाएगा, and you will be able to understand how meticulously NAAC has made this accreditation process. I just would like to share with you in this slide stating that what is a peer assessment, what is a system generated score. All quantitative metric comes as a system generated score. 73% will be system generated score. That means already NAAC has made an online assessment. Only the 26% will be the off assessment, which is a peer assessment. Whether it is a peer assessment or a system generated score, all will be comes with the benchmark of the 0 to 4 scale. Now coming to the quickly about the other 3 to 4 key indicators or the criteria, मैं ऐसा सोचता हूं उनके लिए सवेरे नहीं होते जो जिंदगी में कुछ भी पाने के उम्मीद छोड़ चुके हैं। उजाला तो उनका होता है जो बार बार हारने का बाद कुछ पाने के उम्मीद रखते हैं। जैसा आपको पता है, अवगत है आपके लिए, देयर इज अ स्पाइडर विल बी देयर। स्पाइडर को आप निकालते हैं, दूसरा दिन फिर दोबारा वो करते हैं। सो वैसा ही आपका एक कार्यक्रम होना चाहिए। एंड रिसर्च इनोवेशंस एंड एक्सटेंशन, देयर आर 250 मार्क। मैं ये निवेदन करता हूं आप लोगों से, एनी यूनिवर्सिटी विल बी assessed based on the research innovations and extension. Now innovations may be a 30 mark question in the overall of the 1000, but it makes a lot of difference. मैं एक दिन एक सेमिनार अटेंड कर रहा था नॉर्थ ईस्ट में, तो नॉर्थ ईस्ट में एक फैकल्टी ने बताया why colleges in the Assam region are not getting the good grade. Then he made a comparative statement stating that in the criteria 3, the institutions have not scored well. That is the reason they have not come to the higher level. If the research is good, then your teaching will be good. If your research is good, your criteria, one curricular aspect will be good. If your research is good, your infrastructure will be good. If your research is good, your student support progression will be good. So third criteria makes a lot of difference. The research, innovations and extension will make a lot of difference. You may be wondering here, the NAAC has made the research publication awards is the 100 mark is there. So you have to focus upon. NAAC is looking about the, if any good papers is there, that paper has to be there in the UGC recognized journals. So UGC care journal में आपका पेपर होना ही चाहिए. Or it may be the Scopus or Web of Science or a PubMed or anything which may be there, but it should be a international standard papers होना चाहिए. There are 7 key indicators are there: promotion of research, resource mobilization, innovation ecosystem, research publication and awards, consultancy, extension activities, and lastly is the collaboration. Now, looking into the research facilities, budget, then the percentage of teachers and awarded the national, international awards and letters, grant received, government and non-government, percentage of teachers having research project, percent of teachers recognized as a research guide, percentage of teachers recognized as a research project by the different funding agency, maybe UGC, DST, TBT, ICHR, ICSSR, or any other industry sponsored project also, not a problem. So you may be asking a question that Ganesh ji, हमारा पास जो गवर्नमेंट का ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है, but we will having a industry sponsored project. So that is also another thing which you can look into it. मेरा निवेदन है आप लोगों से, जो भी आप हाँ कहेंगे तब उसके लिए डाटा एंड द डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस शुड बी देयर. From 2015-16 to the 1920, if you are going for accreditation in the year 2021 March, let us say, then previous 5 year will be 1920, 18-19, 17-18, 16-17, 15-16. So you have to give from the 15-16 to 1920 the data. Now, what is an innovation? Innovations is nothing but think differently and act positively. So you may be wondering how exactly you can think. A thinking process is the one where you will be making new innovative way. Innovative way may come from the student, innovative way may come from the faculty, innovative may come from the research project or the employers or employability or the project-based learning which you will be having, or maybe the management practices also. You can look into the various types of the things also. मेरा निवेदन है, whether you get it or not, that is मैं संदीप पाटिल साहब से निवेदन करता हूँ. When you look into the Atal Innovation Mission, which is called as AIM, आप कम से कम प्रयत्न तो करिए, so that you will be able to get after the 2 years or 3 years, and wherever the Gujarat are there, where you will be able to get more type of the things with the incubation center. और आपका पास incubation center नहीं होते तो दूसरे के पास होगा, आप उसमें collaboration कर दीजिए. मेरा ये निवेदन है, कभी कभी हम बोलते हैं जब भी टैक्स देने का समय में 90% जो हमारा दूसरे का है, 2% हमारा है, तो फुल मिला के 100% है. तो हो सकता है 98% they will be there, 2% you will be doing, which you may be having a 2%, but 2% also makes a lot of difference. Your faculty involvement also makes a lot of difference. Incubation center के बारे में हो सकता है, अटल कम्युनिटी इनोवेशन सेंटर के बारे में हो सकता है. There is a full guideline is available in the institutional website of the Niti Aayog, and there are various institutions have got the in the phase 1 and the phase 2 the what to call project from the Atal Innovation Mission, and national innovation contest will be there. Whenever you are looking about the contest, हाँ हर साल हम जीत के नहीं आएंगे, हम तो कभी कभी तो ट्राई तो करना पड़ेगा, हम जीतने के लिए जिद तो होना चाहिए. तो मैं ये सोचता हूँ, and MHRD's innovation cell will be there. You can look into those sites of the government of India. मैं ये निवेदन करता हूँ, और last 5 years back India was the 86th place, but today we are at in the 52nd place. हम 20 का अंदर आना होते तो आपका भी योगदान होना चाहिए. संदीप पाटिल साहब का, याज्ञिक साहब का और हमारा हितेश भाई का और सभी फैकल्टी मेंबर का योगदान होना चाहिए। हम इनोवेशंस के लिए कैसे आगे बढ़ सकता है। हाँ, वो हो सकता है ऐप डेवलपमेंट में, हो सकता है फार्मेसी में, हो सकता है इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में, हो सकता है या तो मैनेजमेंट प्रैक्टिस में हो सकता है। हम प्रयत्न तो करेंगे। सो थीमेटिकली यू कैन लुक इनटू इट विच प्रोग्राम यू आर हैविंग एंड उसी के लिए आप एक कर सकते हैं। मेरा निवेदन है इनोवेशंस के लिए मैं एक आपको एक आइडिया देना चाहता हूँ। मैं मेरा ऑफिस नैक में नहीं कर सकता हूँ, वो आप कर सकता है। वो क्या है, जो अलुमिनी स्टूडेंट है आपका, आप एक दिन उनको बुला दीजिए। जो अच्छा है आपका पास, जो आप 5 ये तो 6 स्टूडेंट हो सकता है, उनको आप बुला के आप बता दीजिए हम एक इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर करना चाहते हैं, कौन सा सब्जेक्ट में लेने से बेहतर रहेगा, ऐसा करके तो आप चर्निंग आउट प्रोसेस कर दीजिए। उसका बाद आपने 2 आइडिया हो सकता है, 2 आइडिया के लिए आप 4 स्टूडेंट को सिलेक्ट कर दीजिए, जहां भी आपका कंपटीशन लगा दीजिए। कंपटीशन में जो अच्छा करता है उसको ले लीजिए। देन यू विल बी एबल टू सी दैट and make a room for the 10 by 10 or 20 by 20. You can make a room at the university level and make sure that याज्ञिक साहब, मैं ये महसूस करता हूं, मैंने एक यूनिवर्सिटी को देखा हूं, एक दिन इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर बनाया तो 6 महीने तक कुछ भी हुआ नहीं है। कंप्यूटर था, लोग थे, जा रहे हैं आ रहे हैं, ऐसे ही हो रहा था। 6 महीने का बाद ऐसा नया आइडिया मिला है। नया आइडिया तब मिलता है जब आके आप जाके उधर बैठिए, तभी आपको पता चलता है हम क्या कर रहे हैं क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं। मैं ये निवेदन करता हूं, जैसा हमारे को ध्यान के लिए थोड़ा शांत स्वभाव से बैठना पड़ता है, वैसे ही इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर में भी हमारे को जाके शांत स्वभाव से बैठना पड़ता है। क्या हम नया कर सकता है और दूसरे लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, हम क्या कर रहे हैं, इसका सोचते सोचते हम नया आइडिया में जा सकता है। ये मेरा विश्वास है आप लोग कर सकते हैं। और बिब्लियोमेट्रिक इंडेक्स में, साइटेशन इंडेक्स में, वेब ऑफ साइंस में और एच इंडेक्स में आपका क्या है, इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रॉपर्टी राइट, एक्सटेंशन एक्टिविटी, नेबरहुड कम्युनिटी, एक्सटेंशन प्रोग्राम, आउटरीच प्रोग्राम, फंक्शनल एमओयूज इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट। फंक्शनल एमओयूज में मैं ये निवेदन करता हूं आप लोगों से, कभी कभी हम क्या करते हैं, हम रिश्ता बढ़ाते हैं और दोस्ती भी बढ़ाते हैं, एमओयू बनाते हैं। एमओयू बनाने के बाद उसका आगे कुछ नहीं होता है, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। तो कम से कम साल में 2 प्रोग्राम, 2 एक्टिविटी होना ही चाहिए। इफ यू से द फंक्शनल एमओयू, दैट मीन्स 2 or 3 programs has to be happen in a particular year. Now the standard operating procedure are there, so kindly look into the standard operating procedure. मैं एक चीज आपका सामने प्रस्तुत करना चाहता हूं, where there is a will there is a way. एक छोटा लड़का है, ज्यादा तरह से उन्होंने पढ़ाई नहीं किया है, मगर वो मैकेनिकल का काम करता है, तो रिपेयरिंग का काम करता है, तो साथ में उन्होंने सोलर सेल लगाया गाड़ी के लिए, ताकि उनका मोटर जो है पेट्रोल का यूज ना हो, एंड सो दैट ही विल गेट ए इलेक्ट्रिसिटी टू रन दी बैटरी। तो ऐसा ही जब भी मेरा ये निवेदन है, व्हेन ए लोकल एंड द लोकल पर्सन ऑफ द इंडिया कैन थिंक डिफरेंटली, व्हाई कांट आवर फैकल्टी कैनॉट थिंक डिफरेंटली। हमारा फैकल्टी और अच्छा काम कर सकता है। नया सेल, व्हाट टू कॉल द सोलर सेल, दे कैन मेक इट वेयर विद लेस व्हाट टू कॉल सोलर लाइट एमिशन, यू विल बी प्रोड्यूस द मोर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। सो ऐसा कर सकता है। गुजरात लोगों ने, मैंने जो पेपर में पढ़ा है हिंदू में, मैं सोचता हूँ गुजरात में बहुत अच्छे तरह से सोलर पार्क के लिए किया है। आप लोग सभी लोग कर सकते हैं। And whether it is a stand up India program, startup India program, digital India program, made in India program और उन्नत भारत अभियान के बारे में भी हो सकता है, आप लोग सोच सकते हैं। मेरा निवेदन है, in a simpler way to tell you that what is an assessment. Assessment is depends upon the 3 things. One is accreditation matrix, जैसा मैंने आपको मैट्रिक्स के बारे में बताया। तो मैट्रिक्स के बारे में बताने के साथ साथ मैंने विराल साहब से भी ये निवेदन करता हूं, वो डेटा टेम्पलेट जो एक्सेल शीट नैक ने जो बताया है, उसमें सारा डेटा ठीक तरह से देना है। जब भी आप ठीक तरह से देंगे तभी आपका स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर देख के आप कर सकते हैं। ये तीनों मिला के वैलिडेशन प्रोसेस शुरू होता है। नाउ वैलिडेशन प्रोसेस इज वेरी सिंपल ऑन ए 0 to 4 स्केल। आप अपना लेवल में इसका वैलिडेशन कर सकता है. नाउ आई जस्ट वुड लाइक टू शेयर विथ यू दैट कभी कभी हम सोचते हैं हम बहुत अच्छा है, हम दूसरे के साथ साथ हाथ मिलाना चाहिए, आगे बढ़ना चाहिए. Coffee never knew it would taste so nice or a sweet before it melt with the sugar and the milk. We are good at as individuals and become better when we meet and blend with the right kind of the people. So right kind of people के लिए हमारे को थोड़ा इंतजार करना पड़ेगा और साथ साथ लेके जाना पड़ेगा. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटी के लिए physical facility, library, IT infrastructure, maintenance of the campus and infrastructure. I just would like to give, it's not from the NAAC. Whenever I speak from the NAAC, people will say that I am a spokesperson of the NAAC. Yes, I do. But some of the ideas which I would like to give you, it's not only my idea, where I have taken from something from some institution. Just to give you an example, maintenance of the campus. Suppose if you are saying that there is a 22 crore budget is there, what should be the percentage of the maintenance? Whether it is a 2%, whether it's a 3%, whether it's a 4%, what should be done? When I asked one of the chartered accountant, he told me, Ganesh ji, कम से कम 4% तो होना चाहिए, because the maintenance is the more important. जैसा हम शरीर होता है, जैसा हमारा we do all yoga, exercise and the स्नान जैसा हम करते हैं, वैसे ही मेंटेनेंस इज द इन द इंस्टीट्यूशन. जैसा व्हाइट वॉश होता है, जैसा आईटी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होता है, वाईफाई फैसिलिटी होता है, किताब खरीदना होता है, फैकल्टी को प्रोजेक्ट देना पड़ता है. दिस आर ऑल कम्स एज द मेंटेनेंस इन द इंस्टीट्यूशन. वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग इज आल्सो द थिंग्स, solar lighting is also there, LED bulb also will be there. All things will come in the what to call in the campus infrastructure, the maintenance. मैं ये सोचता हूँ ICT enabled services, like the equipment in the classroom, yoga, meditation, each Shodh Sindhu, each Shodh Ganga, membership, e-books or databases. For example, I will give you one of the things. Sometimes back, some former UGC chairperson, Professor Sharma ji used to tell that thing is that who is your good friend? Former UGC chairperson Ram Reddy, Professor Ram Reddy used to tell that who is your good friend? A faculty का good friend है वो librarian है. Librarian should be the good friend. A librarian should be good because the heart of the institution is the library. The library, if it is good, then things will be very good. Whether it is a research or whether it is a number of papers written, all depends upon. I'll just give you an example. When we talk about the NIRF ranking, whether it is a Pune University or whether it is a Delhi University, there is a direct impact. Number of papers downloaded and number of papers written by the faculty. If there is a number of papers downloaded from the InflipNet, from the faculty, from the particular X institution is 30,500, at least 800 people will be written by the faculty member. So there is a one-to-one relation also will be there with the number of people downloaded also. Mera nivedan hai, the librarian should be very good. I will give you one example. When we went to one of the library to make sure that our NAAC library will be how we can improve upon. Then one of the librarian told that if the Massachusetts of the institution, MIT का जो एक वीडियो नया रिलीज करते हैं, तब इस लाइब्रेरी के पास एक ईमेल आता है, look here, there is a new video is been available in the site and if you wanted to download, you can download and it will come to your server. And the server से इधर क्या होता है, if it is electronic, it will go to the electronic faculty. If it is a computer science, it will go to the computer science faculty. If it is the civil engineering, it will go to the civil engineering faculty, stating that look here in our server, and these are the e-resources content is available. If you wanted to use, you can use it. So librarian should be very good. Then only the things will happen. So वो e-journal का बारे में हो सकता है, e-books का बारे में हो सकता है, database का बारे में हो सकता है, or maybe they anywhere you can use the library also. You can see that one how exactly your किताब मिल सकता है, मिल नहीं मिल सकता है, इसका बारे में भी आप देख सकते हैं. Then the e-content development, how can you do it? Then the maintenance of the campus, dynamic institutional website is another thing which you can look into it. And finally, it is the cleanliness of the campus. जैसे ही आप संस्था में आते हैं, if it is a clean and neat, आपको भी मन में आता है हाँ हम अच्छा काम करेंगे. So my request to the institution is that the housekeeping and the cleanliness is also more important. Student and support and progression में 4 key indicator है: student support, student progression, student participation and alumni engagement. Now, free ship provided by the government. Institutional scholarship has been provided to the student. Guidance for the competitive examination, career counseling, soft skill development, remedial coaching, language lab, bridge courses, yoga and meditation. Now you may be wondering why the language lab is more important. मैं ये सोचता हूँ, और जो आपका FICCI and the CIA also has told, many engineers, when they come out from the engineering colleges, they are not able to get a proper job because their language is very poor. Their communication skill is poor. Unless the institution makes a better during those 3 years or 4 years, the language lab and the communication skill. I will give you one example. Suppose if you are having the BTech program and the MTech program, तो suppose मान लीजिए आप गुजरात में हैं, तो गुजराती जो है मदर टंग is there. Whether we can teach the Marathi or whether we can teach the Punjabi, whether we can teach the Bengali. तो हम ये 3 सब्जेक्ट उनको 3 कोर्स हम पढ़ा सकते हैं क्या? साथ ही साथ हम एक फॉरेन लैंग्वेज, मे बी French or maybe Japanese or maybe anything. Suppose if your student has to go to the Toyota company for the automobile engineering, if the Toyota company wants the student who knows the Japanese, then they feel that this student is very good. So whether institution is preparing them for that type of the job or not, that we have to look into it. Yoga, meditation, then students working in the what to call project-based learning is more important, and also teamwork is more important. Personal counseling, transparent mechanism for the redressals, placement, and national international level examination, that you have to look into it. Never wait for a perfect moment. Perfect moment कभी भी नहीं आएगा. Just make a moment and make it perfect. That is where I would like to share with you that how can you do that one. Outstanding performance in the sports, cultural, national activities, student representation. For example, student council. तो जैसे मैंने विराल साहब से रिक्वेस्ट किया है, the student should be there in IQAC, students should be there in the mess also, students should be there in the library committee also, and students should be there everywhere, because unless you are open-minded, you will not get to improve. Improvement will only happen when you involve the student. तो स्टूडेंट जो आते हैं उनको अपना यूनिवर्सिटी, नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी हमारा यूनिवर्सिटी ऐसा करके जब ये उनका भाव में आएगा तभी इंप्रूवमेंट होगा. रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन द एकेडमिक काउंसिल, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव बॉडीज, बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडी में भी हम स्टूडेंट को लेके आ सकते हैं. एंड एलुमिनी एसोसिएशन एंड चैप्टर्स, एलुमिनी कंट्रीब्यूशन इज आल्सो मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. मेरा निवेदन है ये है डॉक्टर संदीप जी से, जब ये नया कोर्स अभी हम शुरू करेंगे, लेट अस से इन द नवंबर वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग ए न्यू प्रोग्राम. अभी हम क्या करेंगे, 2 और 3 गुड एल्यूमिनी को हम बुला देंगे. उसी समय जब इस नया सेशन सत्र चालू होगा तब हम नया एल्यूमिनी को लेके आएंगे. वो बोलेंगे जो मैं आज हूं वो नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ के चले गया हूं, मैं आज ऐसा हूं. ऐसा करके जो अभी वो बोलेंगे, इट इज कम्स फ्रॉम द हॉर्स माउथ. When you feel that I am a student of such and such a university, then the student का जो भाव होता है वो अलग ही होता है. And that creating a new sense of the identification is more important. तो मैं ये सोचता हूँ आप लोग ऐसा करने से आगे बढ़ सकता है. Institutional vision, strategy development, faculty empowerment strategies, financial management, and IQAC is the 5 key indicators are there in the governance. ये हमारा पहला जो फॉर्मर एंड द फाउंडर डायरेक्टर प्रोफेसर निगवेकर साहब ने बता रहे थे, when your resources are good, your reputation will be good. When your reputation is good, you will get the resources more. जब भी आपको नया फंडिंग मिलेगा, जब भी आपका रेपुटेशन अच्छा होता है, तो रेपुटेशन जब अच्छा होगा, जब भी आपका स्टूडेंट अच्छा करके आगे निकलते हैं, तभी आपका रेपुटेशन अच्छा होता है. मैं ये निवेदन करता हूं, आप रिसोर्सेस वर्सेस रेपुटेशन ऑलवेज विल बी देयर, एंड क्वालिटी मेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस. Financial support to the student, financial support to the faculty member, faculty development program, effectiveness in the various bodies, वो grievance भी हो सकता है, और strategic plan भी हो सकता है, और vision and mission statement भी हो सकता है. उसका बारे में भी आपको सोचना है. मैं ये सोचता हूँ, a vision statement which you are making will have a 3 impact. 1 impact in the curriculum, 2nd impact in the governance, 3rd impact will be their institutional distinctiveness. जब भी आप इंस्टीट्यूशनल डिस्टिंक्टिवनेस लिखेंगे, तभी आपको पता है वो विजन स्टेटमेंट में है क्या, मिशन स्टेटमेंट में है क्या, उसका हमने लागू किया है नहीं किया है, तो आप सोच सकते हैं. मैं ये सोचता हूँ, क्राइटेरिया 1 to 7, यू क्रिएट योर ओन फाइल, दोज फाइल्स विल बी हेल्पफुल टू यू. मैं ये सोचता हूँ, जो जीडीपी आप लोग बताते हैं, ग्रॉस डेवलपमेंट थिंग, मैं ये सोचता हूँ गुड डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रैक्टिस इज द जीडीपी. तो मैं ये सोचता हूँ, a proverb, if you have not done the documentation of an activity, means you have not done it. So if you have done it, you could have documented. वो हमारा अभी हम लॉकडाउन पीरियड में है, तो हम घर से काम करते हैं. When you are making the things, have you recorded that video? That makes a lot of difference. So जो भी आप कार्यक्रम कर रहे हैं, उसका वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग है क्या, ऐसा कार्य में आपको सोचना है. एंड लीगल मैटर्स, लर्निंग आउटकम शुड कम एज पार्ट ऑफ द IQAC. दैट्स व्हाट आई फील. एंड एकेडमिक एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑडिट इज अनदर थिंग. इंस्टीट्यूशनल स्ट्रेटेजी हैज टू बी अपॉइंटेड. अभी आप डॉक्टर नीलय याज्ञ से पूछेंगे, व्हाट यू मीन बाय स्ट्रेटेजी? Strategy is to go for accreditation itself is a strategy. And making the all faculty member along with you, taking them the confidence and the making them to the success is the more important. So strategic plan is important. So perspective plan is important. So how you will be doing, that depends upon you to look into it. मैं ये निवेदन करता हूँ, document will show how you are methodical in the thing. Now budgetary contribution and monitoring thing, fund flow is also more important. Lastly, the criteria, 7th criteria, I will take 2 to 3 minutes here from you to share with you institutional values, social responsibilities, best practices, and institutional distinctiveness. Now, this is a gender audit. In one of the college, they made a gender audit. Now, the gender audit is that how many male and female ratio are there. It is in terms of the student, in terms of the activity, in terms of the faculty also. You can make the all gender studies, the things. My request is that in the IQAC, 1 boy and 1 girl should be there, and 1 lady and 1 gentleman should be there, because the new idea should come from every corner from the life. The thing, renewable energy, जैसा हमारा सोलर एनर्जी है, विंड एनर्जी है. मैं आपको एक उदाहरण देता हूं. एक कॉलेज है पुणे में, मॉडर्न सोसाइटी कॉलेज करके है, आप वेबसाइट में चेक कर सकते हैं. दे हैव बोथ सोलर एज वेल एज द विंड एनर्जी. नहीं, सुबह 8 बजे से क्लास 5 बजे तक जो भी क्लास चलता है, वो उसी का एनर्जी में चलता है. So there is no need of the electricity, but it runs with the solar cell as well as the wind energy. तो उसका बारे में भी आप सोच सकते हैं. Lighting and the requirement, waste management, e-waste management. मैं ये सोचता हूँ, सपोज डॉक्टर संदीप पाटिल साहब मेरे से पूछेंगे, गणेश जी ये e-waste management क्या होता है? E-waste management is nothing but, suppose you are teaching electronics and communication engineering in the subject. तो डिपार्टमेंट में बाहर हमने एक बॉक्स लगाया, बॉक्स लगाने के बाद उसको ई वेस्ट करके लिखा है. तो आपका घर में बैटरी है, आपका घर में केबल नहीं है, केबल जो आप वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, जो भी आप व्हाट टू कॉल कूड़ा में लगाना चाहते हैं, वो आप इलेक्ट्रॉनिक आइटम में इसमें लगा दीजिए. so that this will become an e-waste. Suppose somebody puts a keyboard, somebody puts the battery, the student can look into that. Suppose मान लीजिए कंप्यूटर का मॉनिटर है, so you cannot throw in somewhere. So those electronic items, you can put it in a proper place. So there is an idea which comes into the picture. Green initiative is another thing. The water harvesting is another thing. Then the rainwater harvesting. Then particularly for the borewell recharging. मैं ये निवेदन करता हूँ याज्ञिक साहब, if there is any war will be there, it is only for the water. जब तक आप वाटर को प्रिजर्वेशन नहीं करते हैं, वाटर को सही तरह से संभाल नहीं करते हैं, there will be a disease will be there, there will be disaster will be there. So water management is more important. मैं ये सोचता हूँ रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग, बोरवेल रिचार्जिंग is more important. So कैंपस में अलग अलग जगह से, जैसा मैंने अलग अलग जगह देखा हूँ गुजरात में, वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग, चेक डैम कंस्ट्रक्शन, many things have been done in the Gujarat also. मेरा ये निवेदन है हर जगह में, जैसा UGC has made one small thing स्वच्छ भारत अभियान करके, उसमें STP प्लांट के बारे में भी है. जैसा आपका 4 हॉस्टल है, 4 हॉस्टल में how much water they are using and whether we have to put a STP plant or not. So it depends upon the STP plant का जो use होता है water, that you can use it for the gardening. So you can look, recycling of the water is also more important. So depending upon that one, you can look into it. Quality audit, environmental audit, energy audit, gender audit, many things you can do it. That depends upon you to think about it. Lastly, if you are doing the good job, you can make a code of conduct of your नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी का एक हैंडबुक होना चाहिए. क्या अच्छा कर रहा है उसका बारे में डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होना चाहिए. नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी का एक बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस, नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी का कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट, नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी का व्हाट टू कॉल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के लिए एक गाइडलाइन. सपोज आई विल कोट वन मोर थिंग. We went to somewhere in the foreign for the assessment of one particular engineering college. The college has created a what to call diary for an internship. Internship के लिए 30 days the student goes. He has to create one diary. In that diary, he has to write morning to evening what he has done, and the faculty member has to signature in a week also, on a daily basis also. It depends upon the faculty to look into it. But the student has to have a diary. नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी का मेंटर के लिए एक डायरी बना सकता है क्या? नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी का इंटर्नशिप के लिए एक डायरी बना सकता है क्या? People should follow. How the people will follow you? When you make a good work. When you make a good work, then only the people will follow you. मैं ये सोचता हूँ यूनिवर्सिटी will make a big difference in that one. मैं ये सोचता हूँ दिव्यांगजन फ्रेंडली कैंपस होना चाहिए. दिव्यांगजन फ्रेंडली कैंपस इसी के लिए है, तो भगवान हमारे के लिए 2 आंखें दिया है. मैं संदीप जी को देख सकता हूँ, विराल साहब को दे सकता हूँ, याज्ञिक को दे सकता हूँ. जो आंखें नहीं हैं उनके लिए हम क्या कर रहे हैं, ब्रेल का बारे में, स्क्राइबर का बारे में, तो हम कैसे उसको आगे बढ़ा सकता है, इसका बारे में भी हमारे को सोचना चाहिए. और दिव्यांगजन फ्रेंडली कैंपस होना चाहिए. गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया इज आल्सो मेकिंग एंड देयर आर स्कॉलरशिप आल्सो अवेलेबल. सो हाउ कैन वी मेक, जो उनका ब्लेसिंग होगा वो आपका साथ रहेगा. फाइनली इट इज अ नेशनल आइडेंटिटी. नेशनल आइडेंटिटी इन द सेंस हम 150 इयर्स गांधी जी का जयंती करते हैं, हम होली बनाते हैं, हम ईद बनाते हैं, हम न्यू ईयर बनाते हैं. These are all the new identities which we are creating for our culture and the societal improvement. And when you are making that one, how we will be doing? मैं आपसे ये अनुरोध करता हूँ, आप बनस्थली विद्यापीठ का एक बार देख लीजिए. नेशनल आइडेंटिटी में क्या कर सकता है उसका बारे में आप सोच सकता है. And lastly, I would like to share with you that the one area where the distinctiveness is very, very important. For example, just to give you, Dr. Sandeep ji electronics पढ़ा रहे हैं. So Dr. Viral will be teaching the chemistry. Now suppose we'll say that Dr. Nilay Yajnik जो है computer science पढ़ाते हैं. Now 3 subjects are very different, but they are science subject. but one area distinctive will be there where you will be combined together. What is that one? Interdisciplinary approach. Whether we are doing that type of the interdisciplinary approach is more important. वो social science हो सकता है, science हो सकता है. Then it comes to our vision statement. जो नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी स्टार्ट करने का समय, जो founding fathers have their own way of thinking process. Whether they have done that or not, is comes with the distinctiveness. When the distinctiveness is, जैसा आपको मैं बताना चाहता हूं, अभी गवर्नमेंट का बहुत सारा स्कीम होता है. Scheme will be successful only when you implement in a right perspective and a right direction. Then only you will get a result as a successful. Success will come only when you have a dedication, you have a decoding the coding. That means जो सोच था वैसे ही implementation करने से ही आपको success मिलेगा. Lastly, I would like to share with you that this is how the computer software will be there. जैसा आप लोगों ने स्टूडेंट का एडमिशन के लिए सॉफ्टवेयर बनाते हैं, NAAC ने ही सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया. This is the qualitative metrics you have to paste. So you can write in the word and then you can put it into the computer. And I would like to share with you one line here. What is the DVV process? In one line, I would like to share with you. जैसा जर्नलिस्ट पूछते हैं, सर 1 मिनट में आपका आंसर दे दीजिए, है ना? तो मैं ये सोचता हूं, देयर इज ए गैप इन द ब्रिज. हाउ वी विल ब्रिज द गैप? जो डीवीवी प्रोसेस में क्या होता है, सी फॉर एग्जांपल you have given the 52 teachers are having the PhD. Now you have given only 46 people PhD certificate you have given. So 2 लोगों का आपने नहीं दिया था, तो आपका पास है फिर भी आपने नहीं दिया. तो डीवीवी में आपको प्रश्न पूछा है, you are told that 52 teachers are having a PhD, you have given only 46. Now kindly update your data. Now when you update the data, you will say that 2 more people you will take and bridge the gap. Then it comes to 48. Now percentage will increase. Now the DVV is nothing but the identification of the clarification during the documentation process. Whatever you are claiming that you are having, then you have to give the documentary evidence. In the sense, suppose मान लीजिए याज्ञिक जी किसी जगह में वाइस चांसलर के लिए पोस्ट के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं. In the absence of the याज्ञिक जी presence, his CV will speak about what is he, what is his H index, what is his contribution. So the CV will speak about what is he. The DVV is nothing but your institutional biodata is there with a self-study report, whether you have told properly or not. The DVV process is nothing but to bridge the gap. While bridging the gap, you have to give the documentary evidence. Now, this is the database, the thing. You have to give the 5-year thing. Suppose if you claim anything which you claim, you have a documentary evidence. That is must. And then this is one thing where the software development will be there. अंत में मैं इतना बता सकता हूं, because मेरा colleague Dr. A.V. Prasad will be talking to you on the DVV process, and my colleague Dr. N.R. Mohan will be speaking to you on the on-site visit and the accreditation outcome also. I will keep some room for them to ponder the new ideas to you. अंत में मैं इतना बता सकता हूं, उम्र थका नहीं सकती, ठोकर गिर नहीं सकती. अगर जीतने का जिद हो तो परिस्थितियां हरा नहीं सकते हैं. Keep on doing the good things, you will be able to get the success. अंत में एक हरिवंश राय बच्चन जी का एक पंक्ति आपका सामने प्रस्तुत करना चाहता हूं. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों को हार नहीं होती. असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई है देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़ मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना जय जयकार नहीं होती है, कोशिश करने वाला को हार नहीं होता है. आप सभी लोग कोशिश करिए, और मैं इसी आशा का साथ आपको आभार प्रकट करना चाहता हूं, धन्यवाद प्रकट करना चाहता हूं. और हमारा डायरेक्टर प्रोफेसर एस.सी. शर्मा जी has conveyed the best wishes to you all for this webinar. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद। हेगड़े साहब, आपके ज्ञान, गहन चिंतन और विशाल अनुभव की कुंजी को नवरत्ना यूनिवर्सिटी परिवार के साथ शेयर करने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपके जो महत्वपूर्ण सुझाव है, चाहे वो अटल इनोवेशन मिशन हो, मेंटरशिप डायरी हो, इंटर्नशिप डायरी रिकॉर्ड हो, ई वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट हो, या इसी तरह के बहुत सारे सुझाव जो आपने इस वेबिनार के दौरान हमको दिए हैं, हम मानते हैं कि जो नैक का एक्रेडिटेशन प्राप्त करने के हमारे प्रयास है, उन प्रयासों की सफलता में इन सुझावों का बहुत महत्वपूर्ण योगदान होगा। सर, आपके इस बड़े दिल वाली हरकत के लिए हम आपके तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार हैं। The session, once again, sir, thanks a lot. The session is open for questions.
Dr. Hitesh ji.
Yes, sir. Sir, with lot of simplification, you have explained the entire process, all the 7 criterias and their matrix, not only to us, but to all the faculties and the staff who are viewing this particular program today. So I'm sure as a team, together, we all can achieve this target under your guidance also. But still, if any faculty, any participant wants further clarification on anything.
Dr. Amresh ji.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
बताइए सर।
Sir, you have told that we in quantitative metrics we have to submit all the documents. Yes. Now, whether these documents need to be uploaded on the website, all this document, or not required?
अभी हमारा डीबीवी प्रोसेस में हमारा प्रसाद जी बोलेंगे, क्योंकि मैं कुछ चीज जो उनके लिए भी रखा हूँ बताने से, बिकॉज जो चीज जिसने बोलना चाहिए उसने ही बोलना चाहिए। डीबीवी प्रोसेस में क्या होता है, द इंस्टीट्यूशन मैक्सिमम 5 MB स्पेस कैन बी गिवन फॉर वन पर्टिकुलर मैट्रिक्स, अदरवाइज नैक का पास बहुत डेटा हो जाता है, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डाउनलोड इट प्रॉपरली। So NAAC has done the one thing that if it is more than 5 MB, suppose मान लीजिए एक financial होता है, what you call audit statement, or it may be the internship document, it will be more than the 5 MB when you scan it JPEG or BMP file, JPEG file बनाते बनाते ज़्यादा हो जाता है। Now the institutional website में आपका institutional website में लगा दीजिए, उसका वेब लिंक दे दीजिए नैक को, बट डोंट अपलोड इन द गूगल ड्राइव, डोंट अपलोड एनी अदर व्हाट यू कॉल साइट। इफ इट इज अ संस्था में 2-3 इंस्टीट्यूशन है, संस्था का वेबसाइट में मत लगाइए, इट शुड बी देयर इन द इंस्टीट्यूशनल वेबसाइट ऑफ द थिंग, दैट यू हैव टू मेक श्योर।
ओके।
In this line only, if I have to put down 1, 2, and 3 top things that the university should do, then one is to upgrade the website, right? Yes. Everything has to be there on the website.
Yes, sir.
Right, and the second is to start filling the report.
हाँ, मैं पहले आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ हितेश जी, जो भी डॉक्यूमेंट है वो पहले स्कैन करके इंस्टीट्यूशनल वेबसाइट में लगा दीजिए। इंस्टीट्यूशनल वेबसाइट यू डोंट गिव द एक्सेस टू एनीबॉडी, यू कीप इट इज कॉन्फिडेंशियल विथ यू, so nobody is, it's in your control, that is one thing. Second thing is, जो डॉक्यूमेंट आपको देना चाहिए उसका मैं आप उस दरवाजा खोल दीजिए, जो दरवाजा नहीं खोलना चाहते वो आप बंद करके रख दीजिए। This is at the your end only.
Right. But it should website becomes a depository kind of thing for all the required information.
मैं आपको एक निवेदन करता हूँ, है ना, the जैकमा one time he told, जो हमारा चाइनीज का जैकमा जो है, at the age of 55 if you ask somebody, याज्ञवल्क्य साहब को आप पूछेंगे तो इतना स्कैनिंग करके वो थक जाएंगे। मेरा ये निवेदन होता है, आप अपना लेवल में रिसर्च स्कॉलर होता है, उनका योगदान ले लीजिए, तो they will make the documentation, they will do the page numbering, they will do the all the faculty member, एक एक फैकल्टी में एक एक स्टूडेंट को ले लीजिए, so then they will make the all the scanning and everything. कम से कम मैं आपसे आपको डराना नहीं चाहता हूँ। मैं एक यूनिवर्सिटी से बात किया, then the IQAC coordinator told गणेश जी हमने 1,12,000 डॉक्यूमेंट स्कैनिंग किया है, because the documentary evidence in the different 52 departments are there. 52 डिपार्टमेंट का लिए प्रोजेक्ट बेस्ड लर्निंग, इंटर्नशिप, सारा अलग अलग डॉक्यूमेंट हो जाता है. Now when it comes to the individual things, so and the institutional thing, you have to put it in the right way of the things. वो मैट्रिक्स वाइज कर सकता है और की इंडिकेटर वाइज कर सकता है. इट इज लेफ्ट यू टू डिसाइड. बट मेरा निवेदन है, पहले स्कैनिंग कर दीजिए, इंस्टीट्यूशनल वेबसाइट में लगा दीजिए. वो यू विल बी वंडरिंग, आई फील दैट. And suppose if it is a Navrachna University after 8 years wanted to go to the Times higher ranking, if the institution wanted to go to the NIRF ranking, if institution wanted to give any research project also, you will have a repository of your document. आप किसी को पूछने की जरूरत नहीं होता है. So that is that repository you have to make at the institutional level.
Right.
Sir.
Anyone has a question? Yagnik sir, Nilesh sir.
No, many of these initiatives, sir. Firstly, thank you, Dr. Ganesh Hegde, sir, for a wonderful session. Very, very informative. And as you can see, a very large number of our faculty and even administrative staff have attended today. In fact, the entire Zoom session was full. So we had to also stream it on YouTube. One question I have is that many of these initiatives we already have taken. We have just started some of them. For example, you had mentioned about the tinkering lab, the Atal tinkering lab. Now we have started our own maker lab, maker space, where we have got a space where people are allowed to come, and all disciplines of our university are allowed to come and experiment, tinker, and etc. In fact, government of Gujarat has recently given us a grant as a part of the student startup innovation. So we will be doing that in this lab also. So many of these things are already there. I think, of course, it is not through this Atal innovation, but it is already existing. Can we link this with the Atal innovation now?
No, Atal innovations के लिए you have to ask the Atal innovation center. हमारा क्या है, innovations ecosystem ना.
Okay.
Whether that type of the environment has been created in institution है ना. See, when you create an institution at the university level, it will be different. When you create at the engineering college level, it will be different. When you create in an art, science, commerce college, in a छोटा government college में अलग हो सकता है. The variation may be there in that part of the things. Our निवेदन है, as you have been a university, you have to compare with the other university level institutions what they are doing, and accordingly you have to work out, sir.
Right.
I just would like to give you the in the similar line. I appreciate your efforts and also the enthusiasm also. I would like to share with you in the Bangalore, there is a IEEE is there. Indian Information Technology Bangalore is there. After that has been created, the government of India has created more than 5 to 6 IEEE in different parts of the country. Now, what is the unique there in the IEEE is that one, there is a one teacher, 120 student. A classroom is one, it's a digital class. 2 classes will be there, 60-60, and video will be there one. And 120 student can ask any question at any point of time. That is a virtual, what to call, classroom they are having. That is one part of the thing. Second thing is that those students who have been graduated from there, because it's a software company, software development, many students, alumni have the incubation center. कम से कम 50 to 60 they have the incubation center. Incubation center में क्या है, जो alumni है, they give the some 4 to 5 laptop and an idea to the thing to develop the software and various things. The support will come from the alumni, and the student will get the job opportunity to work on the different thematic one. So this is how the what you call innovative thinking process starts. मेरा निवेदन है, जैसा मैं गुजरात को बहुत साल से मैं कोऑर्डिनेट करते आ रहा हूँ, मैं I just would like to share with you many institutions in Gujarat also, है ना? So they had a good students in the USA, UK and Germany, and जो चेयरमैन लोग होते हैं वो झोली लेके चले जाते थे, तो बोलते थे तो हमारा झोली में कितना कुछ आप लगाएंगे एल्यूमिनी. That means they have created the resources from the alumni to contribute back to the society. हाँ, स्टूडेंट अलग अलग कंट्रीज में है, वो कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है. मेरा ये निवेदन है, is 1% is only the idea, 99% is the perspiration. जहां जितना हम जिद करके हम कर सकते हैं, उसका आधार पर सक्सेस विल डिपेंड अपॉन.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. We will-
Dr. Bhatia, I think there are no more questions. It
Yes,
seems so. We can move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
बसु साहब का है क्या करके पूछ लीजिए सर.
बासु सर, एक मिनट सर देख.
कोई बात नहीं. We can take more questions at the end also. We have time.
So first of all, sir, it's a mesmerizing presentation.
हाँ सर.
इतना आप खूबी से इसको निभाया. संदीप पाटिल साहब इतना अच्छा हिंदी में बोला, मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ 2 लाइन बोलने के लिए. इट वॉज अ वंडरफुल. आपका जो किया है ये सदा हमारे मन में रहेगा, एंड जो इंस्पिरेशन आपने दिया है, हम लोग यूनिवर्सिटी से सब लोग एक साथ मिलके इसको निभाने का कोशिश करेंगे. एंड हमारा एक ही क्वेश्चन है, सिंपल क्वेश्चन. आपका जितना प्रेजेंटेशन आज दिए हैं उसका एक कॉपी छोड़ देंगे तो हमारे लिए तो वो अच्छा रहेगा, बिकॉज 140 पेज में बहुत कुछ है नैक का, बट ये आपका कुछ 20-30 स्लाइड्स में इट इज सो क्रिस्पली यू हैव कलेक्टेड दैट यू हैव उसका जूस जो है बहुत ही बढ़िया किया एंड वंडरफुल. मैंने आपका हर शब्द से निकल रहा था कितना ज्ञानी और कितना आपका नॉलेज है. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर शेयरिंग योर नॉलेज विद अस.
धन्यवाद. धन्यवाद.
Thank you so much, Ganesh sir. So we will take a half an hour break over here, and at 1:30 we will join again along with Dr. A.V. Prasad for his session, and Dr. Amit Patwa from Navrachna University will be moderating that particular session. So to all the participants, we take a short break and we again resume the webinar at 1:30 so that we respect the time. Right. Thank you.
धन्यवाद.
Thank you.
And friends, those who are watching on YouTube, for the YouTube, the link is going to be separate YouTube link for the afternoon session.
Right. Thank you, Dinesh.
Thank you, Dinesh sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.